Right, let's get back into it. So, we are carrying on with the As the Dead Sleep Challenge. We've done one grave so far. We're in Mountain Town and we're going to be heading to HRV. So, I'm thinking we have a quick loot around here for stuff. Mainly looking for some decent clothing. Do you know what I will leave behind here? This pot. we don't need pots where we're going. In fact, we could come back here afterwards. No, we've already got three. Come here. We've already got 3 pots. Because we're going to be headed to HRV, where we're going to be coming back this way. We're literally going to be coming right past the Grey Mothers, back through town. So the only things we really need to go there is make sure our clothing's good enough, decently good enough, and we've got enough food and water. And we made a ton of water when we were coming into Mountain Town, so we are all right for that. And we're going to leave some water behind. And oh, give me 2 seconds. But yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Anyway, Stay, how are you doing? How goes your day? It's early morning day. We'll use these books to light this fire we have here. We'll just take a couple with us. It's mainly clothing we're looking for. We probably won't find much food in the rest of the house. I'm pretty sure there's always a cooking pot there, just in case you're ever looking for one. I mean, it's a fantastic place to cook. There's only, I think 6 ring stoves in the entire world. 2 of them are in Mountain Town because the farmhouse has one. And then there's one in here, and then there's one in the Pleasant Valley farm, and there's 2 actually in Pleasant Valley because there's one in the community centre as well. I think that's all of them. I don't think there's any other ones. I may be wrong on that. Might be one in Blackrock that I can't remember. Yeah, there's usually stuff behind here. You can sometimes finagle your way up, and then you can see. There you go. See a cup of coffee, or you got to break down the cloth. But there's always something behind there. I am pretty sure. So it's a good way to get a little thing. Managed to get coffee there, which is very helpful. Haven't found any clothing yet. Extra pair of jeans. That's actually good because we've only got 1 set on at the moment. Doing good. Just eating breakfast today. Nice. What are you eating? And then heading off to work later. How many days are you on in this run? So we're only a few days on this run because we are currently playing a challenge. We're only 3 days on. We're playing a challenge where there is permanent health loss. So when I lose health, that's it. It's gone forever. Besides being able to recover it with emergency stims, of which there's only a few in the world, and that only gives you a little bit. And we've got to go around. We've got to visit these graves. So it's a bit of a tough one, but I'm trying to get all my challenges done so I can get the achievement for it, because I love my achievements. Right, quite disappointing haul in here. So let's have a look at what we're going to take with us. Well, we definitely don't need to have all of these matches with us, because, like I said, we're coming back this way. We just need a few matches. I will take probably barely any coal, because we will find more coal on the way there. And we will leave behind some of this food. We'll take some of the heavier stuff. Alright, we've got a lot of torches. We could leave behind some of these torches as well. We have got a lot of weight, so it's not like, you know, we're dying for weight. That's spicy. It is indeed spicy. That is That's definitely how I would look at it. It's scarily spicy. There's no lockers in HRV, so there's no point in taking our pry bar. Sorry, I've got a cough. Got to clear out these cold airways. Right, we've got these berries. We'll take those. That's fine. You know, we don't need to dump everything. Right, let's make sure we've got all the clothing we need. Right, is there anything worth fixing up? This could be fixed up, or we don't actually have any cloth. I think we could afford to break down some cloth in here. 10 minutes for 2 bits of cloth, yeah. Because we're going to go and sleep in the trailer, I think. We don't need these shoes as well, actually. Yeah, I think if we repair this, it'll be quite decent. Hopefully. Oh, actually. It needs to be repaired a lot. Okay, actually, that's probably not worth it. Yeah, let's leave that behind. Maybe we come back here and fix it up. We could repair these jeans, because we have only got these jeans at the moment. Okay, that didn't work, that's fine. There's plenty of cloth around here we can break down. Just spend a little bit more time doing this before we head out. We're unlikely to lose our clothes in terms of them being damaged, because if we get into wolf struggle, we're probably dead anyway, so I'm not too worried about perfecting it. Perfecting them, I should say. Let's repair these one more time. It's letting our clothes dry out as well, which is useful. Okay, that's probably all we need to do then. We'll leave behind that bit of cloth. We've got some fuel, got some matches, got stuff to keep us warm. We will have a drink. And we've got lots of things we can heat up, so temperature is obviously one of the things that most likely to kill us, but we are, let's see this, we're in a decent spot, I would say. Stay, you didn't tell me what you're having for breakfast. I must know. I must know the ins and outs. Right. Most likely a wolf along here, so let's just be careful of that. Keep moving. It's pretty chilly, but that's mainly because of the wind. It's currently pretty much the warmest time it can be. Just before the sun goes down, that's when it's the warmest, so the sun's just gone down on the thing. Obviously, it's still not really set completely. I'm going to go up. I think we'll probably swing by the church. There are some cattails there we could grab. We could grab them now, we could grab them on the way back. Whatever's most convenient at the time. But yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to get this challenge done. It'd be amazing if we got it on the first try, because this is considered like the hardest challenge. Because you've got that permanent health loss. So far we lost about 15% condition, because we managed to fully recover from the one stim we took, because we used that to climb up the rope. And now we've lost an extra, what is that? Is it 10%? No, it must be 5% you get from well-fed.
I'll take it.
Sure. Actually warming up inside the cars, see, it's not that cold. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not too fussed about opening trunks. We left our pry bar behind. It's not a big deal. It's honestly not really worth looking in these cars. You can find a little bit of food. But yeah.
It's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter.
We might as well do it just because it keeps us a little bit warm for a few seconds whilst we're searching. There's 2 more cars. I think there's this truck and then there's another car just around the corner. So there's probably a wolf around here because we haven't run into one yet. The wolves tend to spawn in certain areas, so if they're not in one area around here, like down there in the town, then they're either up here over the bridge, or there'll be ones up on that cliff kind of area up there. And there can be ones around the back of the church, I think. Right, let's take a gander inside the church. There's normally nothing great in here. It's normally lots of books. So it's actually a bit dark. You know what? We'll loot it on the way back because we're coming back this way, and I can't see, and I don't want to light a torch just for that. Right. Let's grab some more cattails if we can. We need to get our flare back out. Only a couple here. There's more to my left, but we'll keep moving. Like I say, as I keep saying, we will be back here, so if we really need to grab stuff, we can. Let's do a bit of running, I guess. We're gonna sleep in this trailer that's up here. This is the workbench that's nearest to Greymother's house, because some people stay in Greymother's. I've done it before, and this is the workbench you go to when you want to craft stuff. This is the nearest one. Get some more sticks, and you never have too many sticks. You can always drop them if you don't need them, but as I said last stream, it's a way for you to make tinder, it's a way to start a fire with it as fuel, it's a way to add a little bit of fuel to a fire. You know, which can lead to you making torches and yada yada yada. Lots to it. Right, let's take this moment to grab some of these rose hips. There should be some more over here. Yeah. Yep. As you can see, whenever we're able to get out of the wind, we're warm enough. But that's why I wanted to travel now, because it's a good time to travel. Unfortunately, we can't really travel any further because there's no beds on our route to HRV, so we're going to need to be pretty healthy in terms of fatigue. So we might need to drink some coffees or whatever. Right, and we'll use the limited light we've got at the moment to loot the obvious places. Oh, you can see under there spray paint. You can find things under here just by looking. These are like some shelves. Same with these as well, even though we can't really see. Right, and we can take this time to see about eating some stuff. We have got a way to fix food poisoning if we get it, so we can risk eating some of the things that may give us food poisoning. Wow, we actually found some sardines that are not terrible condition. We can actually eat these safely. And we will do that. We want to eat the food that's not the canned food. I know that's silly because that was canned food, but yeah, because this stuff we can heat up on a fire and that can give us valuable warmth later. So yeah, I'll save that. We'll just fill up on first as well. And anything else? Oh, you know what? We can spend just a little bit of time making some of these prepared rose hips. And then what we'll do is we're gonna sleep for just 6 hours. You don't want to sleep, I think it's more than 8 hours, because then you'll dehydrate. And there's no benefit for us to sleeping a long time. Or is it 10 hours? It might be 10 hours. I can't actually remember off the top of my head. I haven't played Interloper difficulty enough. Right, and I'll take this time, just do more of these. Because we don't actually want to be travelling in the morning, so holding off travelling for a little while yet is not a bad idea. Got loads of these prepared things and we can cook those up once we've eat stuff out of these cans, because then we'll have cans in our inventory that we can use to boil stuff with, etc. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time eating these, because I'd rather do this in the dark and then we can do stuff in the light. There's quite a few actions you can't do in the dark. Anything that requires a tool, so like repairing clothes, a sewing kit, or breaking down something like a hacksaw, you need light to be able to do that. Okay, and we'll say we'll sleep for 7 hours. We'll only sleep for just over 6, but you won't. That will count as sleeping 6.1 hours. You don't. There's no like downside to it. Right, nice. And we can just loot the. Oh, perfect! A storm lantern. We needed one of those. That's going to be really useful. Means we won't have to use a torch up when we're going through caves and stuff.
This'll come in
Baseball
handy.
cap. That's a bit of cloth. We can break that down at some point. And we got the first aid kit. Nothing. Okay. Right. So it sounds like it's a bit windy out there. We'll kill a little bit more time heating up. Just trying to give ourselves as big of a benefit as we can, really. We'll leave a little bit of hunger just in case we want to drink a coffee or eat some of that food. And we'll get going, because what we can do is we can head into the cave, and it will be warm enough in the cave, even if it's quite cold out here, which it will be. We'll be losing 3 chevrons out here. Okay, unfortunately, wind is blowing in the direction we're going to be going, but that's alright. It's not far to the cave. We're going to avoid running because, like I said, there's no bed for us to go to in HRV. Thought I heard a wolf then. I might be hearing things. I thought I heard a wolf footstep there. Yeah, so the wind blowing in our face is unfortunate for a couple of reasons. It means we're not protected from the wind at all. There is definitely something around there. Might be a rabbit. No, I thought I was going mad, but there's definitely something there. Saw it here first, folks. Streamer confirmed mad. Normally rabbits spawn around here. Don't see any. So I always think of that bit in Finding Nemo. I don't even know if they say it, but whenever I say see any, I think of see any Felony. I don't even know if that's from Finding Nemo, but that's what my brain says it's from. Sorry, that's just a little insight into my mind there. Okay, cool. We made it to the cave. Yeah, you can see we lost a bit of temperature. You can see there's coal here. You can't actually reach this coal. If you walk in, you'll move to the next region. I think there's one cave where you can actually walk up to the edge of it like that, and you can actually reach some of the coal that's inside. Yeah, this is why we didn't bring any. Well, we brought 2 bits of coal with us just in case, but I knew I'd be able to find coal in here, and we can pick this up. And we could even leave it behind here if we need to, because once again we're coming back this way. There's only one way to get into HRV at the moment, and it is this way that we're going now. And given that we're not camping or anything, see, what I'm going to do is, this will help me as well, because then I'll know we're coming back this way. It'll help me know the way out. What was I going to say? Yeah, we're not camping in HRV because we haven't got a bedroll yet. So we don't need the extra coal to keep warm at night or anything. We're just going in and out in a day. We will drink coffees if we need to. That's the way out up there. Cool. I've gone through this tunnel quite a few times because I spent a while getting everything out of HRV and bringing it over to Mountain Town in my my main run. I'll put our lantern out. That was really helpful to get that. And we'll take this time just to eat a little bit more. Just killing a little bit of time. Okay. No real benefit to us warming up at the moment. Because it'll just kind of be a waste of time. Oh, you know what, let's break down this hat. The later we leave it to go out there, the better. Although, if a blizzard comes... Oh, I just realised we got a new... These are actually better than what we're wearing at the moment. Because we have to make these hand wraps but now we've got some decent driving gloves. Nice. Yeah, I think they might be the first gloves we found. I didn't realise at the time, but yeah. We'll keep these just in case, because these are not good. And it'd be better to repair these up than to wear these, I'm pretty sure. We can't open these cans without eating them. I mean, we could cancel it right as we start eating them, but then there's a risk of food poisoning each time you do that, so it doesn't seem worth it. Okay, I think that's all good. I don't think we should light a fire. If we need to when we're out there, we'll do that. We're gonna get our marine flare out. It's actually there are no wolves up at the start of this area, which is good. We're going to try and travel along the edge here, get into wind cover if we can. Nice, it's giving us a little bit of protection. Unfortunately, the wind is pretty head-on here. Yeah, it's almost impossible to get into it. Okay. Yeah. No, some wolves can spawn down the far end over there, but we're not going over there, so that's alright. The way we're going does go right near a bear cave, or a bear location. It must have a cave nearby, I can't think of where its cave is. The wind's changed direction again. It's actually coming from this wall over here, so if we can get a bit of wind protection. And when you're out of wind, you actually move faster as well. Even though the wind is, kind of just going across us here, we still go faster when we're protected from it, which is nice. But every little bit of protection of your temperature is really important. That's why it's really good to do this, because not only are we moving faster, so we'll get out of here quicker, get back to warmth, but we're saving that little bit of temperature. The difference between 2 chevrons and 3 chevrons is quite a lot, so we might have to light a campfire when we get down there. We're going down this way. I'm not exactly sure where the grave is. I know roughly where it is. We might have to find out. I am worried about getting back up here, because you kind of have to go right past where the bear spawns. But we'll be alright, I'm sure. Down to my left now, this is the way we need to come back up to get out of here. We're just going to come back the way we came. When we get down to about 1/3 of temperature, we should probably light a campfire up, keep warm, cook some food. I'm just trying to think where the best place would be to do it. There's the rope climb up to a separate bit. And we're going down here. Like this. Okay, we should probably light a fire. I wonder, does this count as inside? I know some overhanging areas like this do. This is not the ideal place to actually do a fire, because trying to see where would be a better place to do it. We could go over there, actually.
Jesus, this is cold.
I'm pretty sure the grave is right around here. We'll light a fire, and then we'll have a look around. Oh, yeah, the grave's right there. Okay. Oh, actually quite warm here, that's good. We will still light a fire though, because we need it. Because we'll need it to get out of here. So we're going to do that. We don't need to use the accelerant. We'll take the 80% chance. We're using the books, which are a good way to start a fire. They're the best fuel source to use to start a fire with. Gives you the biggest chance to start the fire, I should say. couple coal on. The only coal we have, but that's fine. And we're going to cook these, because if we cook these, it then means they're open and we can have them whenever we want. So we've got tomato soup, and we've got pork and beans. And then these, if we eat these, they'll give us cans, which we can make use of. We can warm up. How are we doing for fatigue? We're going to be out of here so quickly. I don't think we're going to need it. We'll just heat up the food, and we'll have that if we need it. Right, whilst they're doing that, let's go grab the grave. So this is our second grave. The fact that it plays that music every time scares me, because that's the same music plays when a wolf starts stalking you. Right, that is the second grave done. Boom. 3 more to go. We've got Timberwolf Mountain, we've got Ravine, we've got Desolation Point. But we're going to sit here and we're going to warm up. A random bit of wood there, I didn't see that. Okay. I'm just wondering if I should... Yeah, I think I'll probably eat one of them. Yeah, let's eat this soup. And it's easier if I do it like this. I'm not used to using that menu. Right, and then let's start cooking more of these teas. And let's get some more torches. What else we got this time as well? Might as well just try. Even if we're, we have too many, we can just select the best ones and keep those. Wow, I'm getting a lot of very mediocre ones at the moment. Yeah, it's a bit better. It's like 30-something%, 36%. If you actually take a torch from the same location, it'll have the same amount from it. But it's very hard to pick the exact same location, as you can see there. I'm trying to. Right. Okay, we got some decent ones. Oh, that's J. I pressed there instead of H. H to put away whatever you're holding, by the way. Useful thing to have. Right. Oh god, a terrible torch for the last one, but that's fine. And now we can move away. And now it's actually warm enough that we are out in the wind and we're only losing 2 chevrons. Which is good. I mean, we also had the benefit of the torch. The torch is plus 2 degrees. So pretty much back the way we came. We've got to go a little bit further along, past where the bear is. We're just going to have to make sure we listen out for the bear. If it's nearby, we just take a wide berth. And as long as we're far enough away from the bear, if it does see us, you can just back away from a bear. And if you get far enough away, it will leave you alone. But if you're too close, it will begin the charge. And if a bear charges you, then you are fucked. We've got nothing to save us from that. Could spend some time getting meat off of this deer carcass. This would have been a good use of the time with the fire, but I think we're doing okay for food and stuff. So you can get back to the cave by climbing that rope, but you do want to avoid rope climbs whenever you can, because they are very fatigue draining. And you can't climb a rope if you're over encumbered. So that's another limiting factor. And a lot of the time you will be over encumbered in this game, because you can be. Like, there's not too much of a downside being slightly over encumbered, especially. But say you're... I'm just wondering if we should grab the cattails here. No, I think we'll keep moving for now. But yeah, say you're just wanting to move stuff about. You can take on that extra weight. It's just going to slow you down a little bit. As long as you don't do too much. Right, I believe you can get up here with a bit of finagling. So let's see if we can finagle our way up. Not quite. This might be the finagle that we need. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, mother monkey. Okay, cool. We got a sprain. That's alright. It shouldn't have done any damage to us because it wasn't a fall. Oh, let's make sure we go the right way, hey? I just turned a Madian then? A Canadian then? Oh, jeez. Come on. Yeah, let's go the right way, eh? Yeah. Sprained ankle. Was it a sprained ankle? Let's actually check. Yeah. Sprained ankle means that we can't run. You can see, press shift, it shows up red in the bottom right there. It means we can't climb a rope. And it means we've got this weird little hobble. But besides that, yeah. And the pain that we have, you can see our vision's distorted around the edges. It's kind of like a... What do they call it? Something lens. Not fish lens. Begins with V. Like Vendetta. Something like that. I swear it begins with a V. Yeah, that's all it does. It makes your vision a bit blurry. So sprains are really nothing. You should only really fix them up if you absolutely have to. Because if you sleep, if you rest, you can get them to go away. And I'm not too worried about running right now, so yeah. Right, that was very easy. Didn't see a bear, didn't see a wolf. That's about as well as it could have gone. So we can now head back. Not having to worry about our temperature from now on. We'll probably won't get cold for the rest of the day. We're going to head through to Mountain Town. We will go into Milton. We will pick up our stuff from Greymothers. And just move through the town, loot everything there, hopefully find some better clothing. And we will head down the rope climb to get out of Milton by the picnic area, the other rope climb, not the way we came in, but another way out. And head back up the other one that's on the other side. The way we're going, you go down and then up. The way we came into Milton, you've got to climb up 2 ropes. Ooh, wind's picked up. Torch might blow out here. Yep. Okay. That's fine. We'll just use the lantern. But it's quite windy that it's actually making us quite cold. It's only starting to warm up. It only starts to really warm up about midday, so from now on it'll start to warm up, but that's obviously subject to wind. This is very strong wind. It's almost blizzard levels, but obviously there's not snow, so... Yeah, I'm sorry about Astrid's pain noises. There's not really anything we can do about that. I mean, there is. We could literally take painkillers. Oh, no, I don't have any painkillers. I thought I did for some reason. Right. So, back through to Milton. Nice and easy. It was a clean getaway. Good heist. Good heist of the grave. And coal can actually respawn in caves. I'm not exactly sure on the timer, but I'm pretty sure if you wait like 3 days, all the coal in the cave will respawn. So, it's an abundant resource. You don't need to worry about using too much coal up, really. See, and we left all this coal here because we knew it'd be coming back. There's no point taking it all with us. Next bit here. Maybe that respawned in, who knows. Yeah, we knew we wouldn't need it. Just saves that bit of weight. Make sure we're not weighed down and going a little bit slow. Yeah. Although, as infuriating as it is, not being able to run, I'm pretty sure it's way more efficient to walk everywhere. Even though you lose 2 chevrons from walking about, which does suggest this is on Voyager level of difficulty, because that's what happens on Voyager. On Interloper you only lose 1 chevron for walking about. Right, we're going to go back down the way we came, and we are going to head to the church as our first place that we're going to have a check to see what's there. I don't think we left anything in that trailer, did we? We could always go in there for a quick kip to wait for it to warm up a little bit. We slept for 2 hours, our sprained ankle would be fixed up. But it's probably not too much of an issue. The thing is, if I do that, the weather, we could suddenly then hit a blizzard, which would obviously be really bad. We're suddenly able to move a lot faster through the wind for some reason. I'm guessing that's because it's dying down, but the animation isn't quite caught up yet. But yeah. So the reason I got a sprain there is because I went over a bit of terrain where you'll see when I'm on a steep slope, I'll just quickly go on it like this, a red marker shows up in the bottom right, just above where the flare symbol is. And that means you are on a slope where you can get a sprain. So then there's just a random chance when you're walking along something, an area where that marker's showing up, that you will get a sprain. I tend to find, though, it does happen usually in the same places. So I don't know if there's like it's probably like a general amount of time that you're on a slope that it increases it. But yeah, and see, the wind did die down and the animation hadn't quite caught up. So that's a good little way to tell that the world is changing. Right, you can see the church there, just off to the side. Making sure to keep a flare out, just in case we do suddenly come across a wolf. If we light this up, it'll hold it at bay, and then we can scare it away using the old aim a stone at it tactic. Right, now that it's quite warm, it's a really good time to check for some more cattails. Oh, the other thing with being, I was talking about being over encumbered. The other thing that actually does change when you're over encumbered, or actually is just having more weight in general, is you use up more calories walking about. It's not a massive difference, but it's just, you know, something to keep in mind. If you're low on food and you need to get somewhere, maybe hold off on carrying a load of stuff with you so that you can actually get to there. Some more there to our left. Some birch saplings over there. We don't have a hacksaw with us, and I don't think this is the kind of game mode where you'd want to bother making a bow, unless you're doing something funky with the game. But if you're actually doing the challenge, I don't think it's realistic. You could keep carting the stuff with you. I did that on Nomad, actually, and then I never found any maple saplings, so I had a load of arrows. Well, I say a load of arrows. I picked up some arrows. I think there's some more back there. Can't quite remember now, but we're going to go to the church. Yeah, I found some arrows. I even managed to make one because I broke down a broken arrow. And yeah, I never got the chance to get a bow, so I just left them behind. And then I had the opportunity to do my challenge to not use a firearm in the first 50 days, so I thought I'd do that whilst I was at it. Right, we'll have a look around here. Probably not anything really of any worth. It's mainly books. Which, you know, as much as books are good for starting fires, they're extremely heavy. They weigh 50 grams each, and they are not very good at sustaining fires. They only add about 20 minutes of fuel. Yeah. Well, hey, there was a granola bar. And there is a bed in here you can sleep in with a campfire next to it, which, you know, you're allowed to light indoors, unlike other places, because reasons. Right then. Right, once again I'm filled with confidence, which is maybe misplaced, but fuck it. We'll get our flare back out. Important to keep doing that. Once again, still no wolves around. Which is very odd. They must be up there. It's the only place around here that the spawning group can be in. Apart from the places we've been. Yeah, because it's either here, around the back of the church, in front of the church, or up on the cliff here. I think when I said earlier about them being over the other side of the bridge, I think that's a different spawning group. That's the one that spawns in town. And this is from my own observations. I believe that's how the spawning works. Right, we'll grab these mushrooms. Good to have be able to make some more teas. And we're going to take a quick trip down here because there are some cattails down here. There's cattails all along this river. If you are in need of food, it's not the best place in all of in the entire world, because if you want cattails, hey, head to Forlorn Muskeg or HRV. And when I say HRV, I'm talking about Hush River Valley. Some of them I will always shorten down, like HRV. But all have their own abbreviations. So Mattertown is MT, which is the one we're in at the moment. Pleasant Valley, PV. They're all just shortened. They're just the initials of where they are, apart from Blackrock, because we already have a BR, which is Broken Railroad. So I think it's kind of generally agreed upon that Blackrock is referred to as BRM, Blackrock Mountain, because you can see Blackrock Mountain in the distance. You can't climb it or anything, it's just a 2D PNG, but you know, it's there. Right, there we go. So that's some extra cattail stalks, and we'll get more when we leave Mountain Town, because there is a just making sure to go wide here in case of a wolf. There's some more on the way to Mystery Lake, which is our next port of call after this. Some also use BRR for Broken Railroad. Oh, you can't do Broken Railroad like that though. You can't demote it because Blackrock came wrong. I mean, that makes sense. I actually haven't seen that, but I can believe that people do that. I mean, you know. Railroad is one word though, right? I don't know because we don't use that in the UK, obviously. One to my right as well. Right. Don't matter, there's a wolf on us. We're going to take a pit stop in Grey Mother's house. We won't be in here for long because we're going to grab all of our stuff and we're going to start moving through town. Yeah, one word, but I've seen it. I went, okay. That's fair enough. I mean, to be fair, I could say that. One of the other regions is one word, but we say it as multiple. I can't think what it is now. Timberwolf Mountain? Because Timberwolf is a one word, right? See, now I need to know. Most people call Crumbling Highway Old Island Connector. So, yeah, Timberwolf Mountain is normally shortened down to TWM, but obviously Timberwolf is all one word. But yeah, there's all those weird little caveats and you get in the community and whatever, which is fair enough. Right, we will take our pry bar, these torches, but we're obviously going to need to dump some weight. I want to be at least below 45 because that's kind of the cut-off. I'm going to take one of these pots. Right, we don't need this many torches, so we're going to drop some of those. We'll drop a lot of these sticks. We picked them up and we're throwing them down now, but hey, it was better to have them than not. We'll just take a few with us. We definitely don't need all these books. Let's take 4 of them. Fir firewood is so heavy for what it does. And we won't bother repairing that up. We'll spend some time this evening repairing some stuff, I think. Let's drop another one of these torches. We've got so many and we can always grab more, so yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Yeah, no, it's interesting how people come up with these little things. Right, I think that's all we want. So we're going to head back out now. Let's take this time and we'll have something to eat. Once again, not eating the canned stuff because we can always heat that up for the boost. We've got so much water, and we're going to get even more water, to be honest. We really don't need this much. In fact, I'm going to drop some because we are literally going to get Let's just drop a litre for now if we need it, because we can't climb down the rope if we're over encumbered. So, right, got some cloth. We'll do some repairs this evening. Yeah. We'll stave off on the cattails because we might find some stuff that's better to eat that weighs a bit more. That'll make more sense to eat that first and then carry the cattails with us. Cattails are the most efficient food for their weight. I've got 2 houses here we can go inside. You can quickly check buildings. If they have boards over the windows, then you can't go inside that house. But the ones that don't, you can. It's a quick way to quickly see if you can without having to go up to the door. You'll also see the door is boarded up if you can't go inside it. Okay, that was a bit of a dud. That's one of the houses that's under construction though, so they are pretty crap. What we'll probably do is we'll end up sleeping... stop complaining, Astrid, you're fine. We'll probably end up sleeping... we've been very lucky with microwaves and coffees. We'll probably end up sleeping at the park area. Because we want to make sure we're full fatigue to climb down the rope, and then the next rope we'll probably take a coffee for, but you don't lose anywhere near as much fatigue climbing down a rope, so it's not as big of an issue as before when we had to use a stim, and we nearly died because I miscalculated. Yeah, let's see, 2 litres of water just in this toilet alone. Yeah, the settings for this game mode are a bit weird. The loot feels like Interloper levels, but then like the moving about, etc. is like Voyager. Because as I said, with the walking about on Interloper, you only lose 1 chevron. I'm going to quickly check these cars, just looking inside. I don't want to spend too much time. Could check the trunks of them as well. But we're not going to find anything too crazy. We'll check the credit union. At the credit union? We've already been in the credit union, the post office. I always mix up these 2 buildings. It's just, they're 2 big buildings opposite each other. Oh, did I forget the... No, that's in Bleak Inlet, isn't it? Well, magnifying glass. We won't take it because we've got loads of matches, and matches are better than magnifying glass. If you should use a magnifying glass on your main runs when you can, because matches are obviously finite. You will run out of matches at some point. There's even more cattails around here. Around this hill, there's a lake with cattails on it, so plenty of food. I don't think we're going to need it though. Mainly would like some better clothing at the moment. That's kind of the thing I'm focusing on, which you are more likely to get obviously in this residential environment. Got a few houses along here. Just checking each of these. If you're on something like Voyager, or I mean anything that's not Interloper, Mountain Town has just got so much stuff for you to loot. It's a lot. It is a lot. Fridge is open. Not expected to find much in here. Can find the odd thing though. It's not, it's not like there's no chance of nothing. No chance of nothing. I know what I'm saying. You'll always find water in toilets though. I mean, this is too much water. We're going to definitely be dropping this. We're walking about with the marine flare out, just in case of the walls, and I'm going for the marine flare over the regular flare, because if we need to, the regular flare is better for lighting up an area, because it burns longer. Coffee? Ah. We were doing so well. I think we found 3 coffees in my microwave so far. At least 2. I think 3 though. Don't ask me where. I can think of at least 2. I have a feeling there's another one. Hey! Well, there you go, the pain is healed because it's been 8 hours, I believe, is the pain timer. But to fix our sprained ankle, we will need to... I'm not even going to get the water. I'm literally going to have too much. To get the sprained ankle fixed, you need to rest for 2 hours. So it takes less time, but you do need to actually be sleeping. So, okay. And luckily, we found no clothes, I was about to say. Thanks, game. I look like an idiot. Right, cool. It doesn't matter that that one was more wind resistant, because wind resistance literally only matters on this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, and this thing. The wind resistance on your socks doesn't matter. The wind resistance on your inner layer of your tops doesn't matter. Either or, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for these 3 things, because this is the thing on the outside. You know, same for these. These 3 doesn't matter. Doesn't matter for that. Doesn't matter for that. Unless you've not got something equipped in that slot. Doesn't matter for your socks, but obviously matters for your gloves. I found it weird. I find it weird that you can only wear 1 pair of gloves, but you can wear multiple pairs of trousers. Because personally, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to wear multiple pairs of trousers, but it's a hell of a lot harder than it is to just put on 2 pairs of gloves. I don't quite understand the logic behind it, but they don't give you the biggest warmth bonus anyway. It is mainly for stopping frostbite, both in real life and in game. Because obviously your hands will feel cold because your body diverts heat away from your extremities to keep your organs and stuff warm, keep your chest warm. Oh, we've got some peaches. She just picked up the peach and goes, ah. I like to think she's just horrified. She sees the use by date on them. She's like, oh, I can't eat these. Poor Astrid, eating old peaches forevermore. Right. These houses, by the way, are pretty random in terms of how they spawn. These might be better. I forget. No, they're better than the other. I think if they're at full durability, they're better than the other boots you can wear, which I've never quite understood. But yeah, different pair of hiking boots. Don't ask me what they're called. Right, I think we've got one more house, and then we'll head down to the garage. And we do have a pry bar to get in there, because you need a pry bar to get into the garage. It's one of these places that's a bit weird, where it's got these areas that you can't get to. There's not many other places in the world that are like that. Like, I guess the in Bleak Inlet, the code to get into the workshop, and you actually do you need a code for the armory in Blackrock? I feel like you do as well. I don't know. I've only been there once and done it, so. Okay. Some more firewood. Don't mind taking that, because we can always light a fire before we go if we want, and take a torch with us. Since, what, a couple patches ago? Only about a year ago. You can now take lit torches on ropes. Used to not be able to do that, but now you can. So if you just want that extra +2 degrees to walk around with, even if you don't need the torch to scare wolves off, which you kind of do want, because obviously that's better than dying to them. You know, you can always just take your torch with you wherever you go. Whenever you climb stuff, you'll keep it now. But obviously, it can still blow out in the wind. Right, go check those. Okay, it wasn't the best. We did find some more clothes though, and we will be a little bit warmer because of it. So that's good. I don't think I even have any bandages. No, I don't. That's fine. We'll just keep walking. We're alright. Just rubbing my face against the glass. There's the garage over there. I'm amazed we haven't found any wolves yet. I do not know where they all are. Well, we had one coming into town, didn't we? But it was only one. There's usually some around here. They'll be either in the field to the left or over the right. And then once we get to the garage, we're going to follow the road up to the picnic area. Up there. You can't really see any signs of the picnic area, but yeah, up there is where we're going to be headed. It's a very nice evening. I like the lighting of it. Hopefully we can get to the garage and loot it before it gets too dark, but we'll see. We have got our lantern now. Don't have any lantern fuel, but we won't need the lantern much, I expect. And we can always light a torch if we have to. Yeah, this is the Orca gas station. There's usually deer in this field as well. I say field, I always treat this like a field, I'm not sure why. It's a bit of deforested land. There's the tunnel up ahead where the prison bus is. That's where you go to in the story. And it says, I thought there was a pair of shoes there then. It says, actually I shouldn't say anything about the story. People probably do want to play that and not have it spoiled, so I'll keep my mouth shut. Blades, thank you very much for the follow. How are you doing? Blades or CJ? What do you prefer to go by? Alright, we'll quickly loot this. There'll be some food here. Could never really have enough food. Do you know what this challenge reminds me of? It reminds me of Mini Interloper, where it's really hard at the start, and then I feel like it kind of levels out in a decent amount of time. I don't... Maybe this is me just giving it the kiss of death, but I feel pretty happy with how we're doing at the moment. Another candy bar. I mean, that's definitely the kiss of death, right? We're going to die now. Absolutely going to die. Right, I wonder what we're going to drop for weight. Once again, I'm not going to bother with the toilet. We've got so much water. Oh, wow, that's lucky. We managed to get a bedroll. Okay.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
That's really useful. Damn. Okay. An invisible newsprint roll. That's my favourite. Okay. Ooh, getting a bedroll is really useful. I mean, we were probably going to get a bedroll soon anyway, because we would have got one in... Like, you will get one in Mystery Lake, because there is guaranteed to be one in one of 3 places, I think. But hey, if it now means that we won't go up to the lookout tower, because there's not much point. Which is the one place that it could spawn that I would have maybe had to divert off to go get it there. But, hey, better to have it than to not, for certain. Okay, we'll just get out the back here. It's harder than later because of the no regen, but because there's a win condition, it's not too bad. Yeah. With the no health regen, I was a bit scared at first. We were just going to lose a load of health, and we lost pretty much 15% health. I'm not sure because I never checked my condition. I kind of wish I had. But the stim we took to climb up the rope to get into Mountain Town, that recovered all of it, and then we lost a little bit more just before we got our well fed when we were going to the farm, and I fucked up and forgot that you need the key to get into the farm. Pretty sure I've done that every time I've gone to the farm. And we've lost, what is it, 10%? 5%? I don't know. I'm a big fan of No Regen. It's my favorite way to play, and this challenge is like a taster for that. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. I watched somebody play Nagoa, and they were saying like, you know, it's not really my thing because of the no regen. It'd be nice if there was some form of it, but this is like ultra hardcore kind of playing. Like having, you know, the game itself is hardcore because obviously when you die, and you can't respawn or anything. But this is adding another level to it that is kind of fun. Obviously, it takes away some of the realism um, because of not being able to recover any health, but to play this as its own mode, I think it's quite a fun idea. But it's that, especially that initial rush at the start when everything's going wrong, and you know, you've got to get out of you've got to get out of the cold and stuff like that. Especially on Nogoa, because I think you spawn in a blizzard at night, don't you? Like that's terrifying, but I think it's somewhere where I'll eventually end up, uh, given I've gotten more back into this game recently. Yeah, fun some people find Nagoa boring, but I love it. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I was enjoying watching the person play it who I saw. Now I just thought, are we going to be warm enough in here? Huh. What is it at the moment? -1. Feels like 10. Huh. I think this should stay warm enough inside here. It shouldn't go below like 5. -5. Well, we'll just sleep for an hour at a time because you can. Because there's no health recovery, so there's no point in, yeah, you know, sleeping longer. I have to go do some stuff, but good luck with the challenge. I'll leave you a like. Oh, thank you very much, Blades. It's very nice of you, and thank you for following. Nice to have you here. Right, so we can spend a bit of time repairing some stuff up. It's a good time for it. Got 6 cloth. We do need to lose 10 kilos. So much like in real life, I need to lose 10 kilos and the rest. Right, let's spend some time repairing some stuff up. Let's do the stuff that doesn't take long to repair, I think. If we can. Okay, let's get this toque done would be good. Nice. Let's try these. Let's try again. I didn't actually grab any cloth whilst I was down there, so yeah. I think there's a little bit of cloth in here somewhere, isn't there? Am I making that up? I think I'm making that up, given I don't see any. Yeah. Oh well. Let's repair these if we can. %70 chance my arse. Okay. And we still have what? Nope, that's it. Okay. Yeah, it would have been nice to repair up some of this stuff a bit more. We should have grabbed some cloth, but it's fine, it's fine. Alright. So let's get rid of some weight. We can drop that. Let's break down our bread roll for cloth, that's a good idea. Do I drop the pry bar? Because we can always find another pry bar. I think we drop some torches. Can always get some better torches. We've also got 4 flares, so... Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave the pry bar. So we'll drop our sticks for the most part. We'll leave 1. We'll drop this bit of fuel. Let's drop a couple books. We'll definitely drop some water. We will craft. If you prepare either of these things, they are lighter than just carrying around the other things, so it's better to prepare these. And that saves on a bit of weight, so we might as well do that now. Once again, we're leaving a bit later because ideally we travel later in the day rather than in the morning. Right. We've got food we can eat. Help dehydrate ourselves. Make sure we don't take any damage though. Unfortunately the cans are quite heavy, so yeah. We don't get food poisoning. We've been rolling the dice, the 1 to 5%. Dear. The cap off for it is 75% and lower, and then 20% and lower, so that's when it gets scarier. I guess we'll save this for now. We haven't got enough hunger to eat it all up, so it seems weird to eat it. I might as well drink. Right, we still need to lose 5 grams. 5 grams? 5 kilos. 5 grams, easy. Do you know what? I might burn this for a bit, get some of the fuel out of this, make it a bit lighter. It's a weird way to use it up, but hey. Let's drop another torch. I do like having my pot. I think some of the water we're just going to drop. Yeah. And then if we can pick up more of it in the morning, we can. Oh. I always like putting... It's cute to put the storm lantern down and just, you know... Look at that. Look at this. Doesn't that add nice shadows? Pretty shadows. We love pretty shadows. Sorry. Just me going off on pretty shadows. Right. Yeah, no cloth in here, unfortunately. There's a cardboard box that you can break those down to get tinder plugs. It takes quite a while unless you've got a knife. Oh, I thought it was an Aurora. Oh, is it? Might be. I think it might normally play that noise when there's an Aurora, or it might just play when it's nighttime. Okay, anything else we can do with this time? Let's drop our stone. No, that's dangerous, because we'll need that to scare off a wolf at some point. Yeah, no, it's better to wear like clothes way less when you wear them. Fun fact. Maybe let's drop a couple more of those actually. Let's drop one and then see where we're at when we wake up. I always think these are shattered and the glass is around the edge, but it's actually just dirty glass. Because you can actually see there's such smudges on it. But in my head, I'm always like, oh, it's shattered. Cold, windy blow. Okay. We'll wait a little bit here. And then we're going to drink. Maybe I'll eat this. Okay, and then we're going to drink. Okay, and we will actually get heavier if we're outside and it's snowing because your clothes get wet and your clothes weigh more when it's wet. So you need to keep that in mind. So you can suddenly be too heavy when you're on the rope. And if you go below 50% fatigue, you start to lose carry capacity, so you become over encumbered. But yeah, so we're just under now. And then we're going to sleep. We'll sleep 2 hours at a time. I just want to make sure that we don't die. It would be a very stupid way to go. But there is no benefit to sleeping in big chunks in this game mode, because the only reason to sleep in big chunks is to recover more health, because you recover health based on, yeah, it feels like 2 degrees. So it might actually be a bit too cold in the morning. We'll see. Can always light the fire if we need to. Yeah, so it's currently is -1, but when we sleep in the bed, we're going to get +5 degrees. So even though you can see the arrow going down, if we sleep, you'll see the arrow went up for a second then. Because actually it's keeping us warm whilst we're in the bed. And you can actually pass time in the bed as well, and that'll still give you the bed warmth bonus. So you can see, even though it's -3, we're keeping up. Just like 2 hours. We're getting nearly done. We want to be max level fatigue so that we climb down the rope nice and fast, and then we should be able to get up the other one relatively easily. And you can see it's now starting to warm up a little bit as we head into the morning. So we're going to sleep. We're going to sleep 1 more hour now. We're just going to see how's the weather treating us. Sounds like it's a bit windy. Okay, so we'll sleep another hour in a little bit. We probably can't right now because we won't be tired enough. But let's take stock of food and stuff. I think we're going to eat this. We're not going to dehydrate ourselves. Let's do that. Carry on eating it. Okay. Eat one of these. We'll leave a little bit of hunger to make sure we can drink coffee if we need to. Okay. Right, what does that leave us on? 33.72. Okay. I feel like it's probably better to take... Ooh, we could take the pry bar with us. I'm just trying to think, are there any places actually worth... There's a couple lockers where having the pry bar could be good. Trapper's Cabin, for example. It's also actually a weapon to fight back if we get into a struggle. I didn't even think about that, but yes. So no, we should take that. Okay. And it's going to put us over, but I'm going to drop ½ a litre, and then we should be able to get rid of that. You know, let's drop another ½ a litre. We'll just stay at this amount. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. So we're going to sleep up to full, and we're going to head down the rope. You can see the rope climb from here. Head down the rope. We're going to go along, and we're going to climb up and head into Mystery Lake. Our next grave isn't actually until the ravine, though. But this it's not too far. We do need to climb down into the ravine to go get it. So let's sleep for an hour. Bring ourselves up to maximum fatigue. Sounds like the wind has died down. Fantastic. We will have a blizzard soon because we've had one in a bit. I'm going to eat 1 more of these. We're not actually going to finish it because I do need that extra space in case I want a coffee. Okay. Let's go. It's a nice clear day. It's heading up to midday. Quite warm. Ideal day for travelling, really. We'll avoid picking up really anything whilst we're down there. We won't pick up any berries or mushrooms or stuff. If we find something good down there, we'll grab it. But yeah. Right. Okay. Let's go. So you can see we move nice and fast because we are at maximum stamina, maximum fatigue. And the more fatigue you have, the faster you climb. So, good to have. See? And we didn't lose that much there. Ideal. Really? Nice weather to be in going down here as well, because I do sometimes get a little bit lost going down here. It's not a big area, but yeah, you kind of just follow the edge if you want. You can see the other rope from here just about. I don't know if you can make that out on Twitch, but pretty much where this clear line is here, with the tree to the left and right. In between there's the rope. I can just about see the red. Ironically, it's easier to see on the black than the white. Is that ironic? I don't know. I guess red contrasts more with black than white. I don't know. So there can be a wolf down here, so just got to be mindful of that. Got our flare out in case. Climbing area. This way. I think we'll check out the cave whilst we're down here. We could sleep before we go up to make sure we get up there fine, but I think we're all right. I think we can. Maybe I'll drink a coffee and we'll go for it. I mean, we could sleep. There's no need to rush through. It's probably warm enough to sleep inside the cave. There is actually a bed down here you can use as well. So, okay, I'll take the sardines. We might take the firewood. More matches, wow. More sardines. Oh, living the high life. Yeah, see, we are actually warm enough in here. Okay, I'm gonna just sleep for an hour. We'll gain back that temperature. We'll get some fatigue. Oof, wind has picked up, but that's fine. And we'll carry on our way. I don't think the wind's too bad. Oh, never mind, it is quite strong. This would blow out a torch if we had it on. But once we get go this rope climb, we've got quite a while before we go on another one, so we can be overweight again for a little bit. Especially if it's getting food, because obviously we keep eating food, so you know, that will come out of our inventory. The only stuff that's really permanent is your clothing. Everything else is, you know, whether it's medicine or food or fuel, it's all subject to you consuming it. Yeah, you can see you lose fatigue very quickly when you climb roads. This is why you need to be careful. Because if we had been at just below 3/4 fatigue, we would have actually suddenly become overweight because our fatigue would have dipped below 50%. Oh, sorry, give me 2 seconds. I forgot to go back on here. There we go. Our fatigue would have dipped below 50%, and our encumbrance, our maximum weight capacity would have started dropping. And as soon as that happens, you can slip on the rope. And you can't start climbing a rope if you are over encumbered. Which is why obviously we had to dump all of that stuff. You can also billy goat down that rope there. You don't actually have to take that rope. Most ropes you can find some way to billy goat down. Some definitely safer than others. That one's probably safer than a fair few others, but it's not something I'd want to try. The only billy goating I ever do is the one down to the gold mine in Ash Canyon, because that one is very easy to do. You just go down the slope and you bunny hop down. To mix two confusing animal analogies in. Right. And then this is the spot I was talking about before where you can get more cattails. Given this is like interloper spawning rules, there won't be as many along here as there can be in other places, but on other game modes, but you will find some. It's just 150 calories for what is it? It's not 5 grams. What is it? Micrograms? Is that the one after grams or before grams? Depending how you look at it. I did do back in physics back in the day. I do remember doing weight levels, but I mainly remember when things get bigger, because then I also did that in computer science, because obviously you've got kilobytes, meaning 1,000 megabytes, gigabytes, and then terabytes, and then what's the one after tera? Can't quite remember. So, so after saying I remember that, I remember a little bit. I remember the average person who plays video games level or uses a computer. I mean, everyone deals with at least up to gigabytes. Petrabytes. Petabytes? Petabytes. It's not Petra. Petra is a place in Georgia. Now this is a weird little thing. I might as well show this off. I mean, it's probably easy to see from here. This is the road that comes out from the other side. Be careful not to fall off here. That comes out from the other side of the tunnel. And there is a railway car. That is a railway car there. On the road. I don't know why that's there. I think they mistakenly put that there to make it look like a lorry or something. But that is railway cars. Or at least it looks like railway cars. There's a bridge there that goes off. Yeah, fun little thing. You can see that when you walk through. Okay. So we go into this cave. This is one of the caves that's actually quite bright. There are some that are really bright for some reason. And this is one of them. So you can navigate here without the torch. Or without the lantern. Or whatever fuel source you prefer. Grabbing this coal. We're over encumbered. I mean, coal is just so useful. If you're freezing to death, you stick 2 coal on a fire, you will warm up. There's a bug there. Might as well just grab all the coal we can. That's always fun. Trying to pick up coal, you'll just see me doing that. I'll pick up anything for that matter. Yeah, two bits of coal on a fire, you will always warm up. I'm pretty sure there's no way for it to be cold enough in the game that you can't warm up from 2 bits of coal. You won't necessarily get 3 chevrons of warmth. I thought I saw coal. Fucking losing it. Yeah, you won't always get 3 chevrons of warmth, depending on when you are. You know, if you're in Bleak Inlet during a blizzard in the morning, then yeah, it's still going to be fairly cold, but you will still warm up. Because I'm pretty sure the game doesn't get colder than 41 degrees, which is the minimum your campfire can be at when you first light it, I think. If you use a stick, or is it 2 degrees, so it might be 42 degrees. If you use a stick, then it has a base warmth, and then each bit of coal adds 20 degrees. But yeah, and hey, if you're sitting there and then suddenly your fire goes out because the wind changed direction, move somewhere else, light up another fire, you can just keep warming up. If you've got coal, it is quite hard to die. Those are famous last words, aren't they? Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Trappers and we're going to head to Camp Office as 2 good loot places that we have to pass anyway, basically. You know, you come out of this cave and this is Trappers Cavern right here. It's always surprised me how close it is to Connection Point. In fact, it's close to 2 because Connection Point to Forlorn Muskegg's right over there as well. Luckily the wind is going to be behind us when we're heading over to the Camp Office, which is also basically en route. Because we've got to head to Ravine, which is literally the opposite corner of the map. Luckily Mystery Lake isn't too big though. We will not go into the dam because I don't think there's anything particularly worth going in there. It is quite a good loot location, but that's not because there's great loot there necessarily. It's because it's just very big. Yeah, so this is why I brought the pry bar, because this can be locked. This locker, it's not guaranteed to be locked. Well, that was worth it. Yeah. Another part. I don't think we want 2 parts. I'm even not sure about having 1 part. To be honest, there's a hammer. Could always take the hammer instead of the crowbar if we wanted as a weapon, but the hammer's heavier. Weighs 2 kilos, I'm pretty sure. Right, 32. 31. Ooh, okay. 31, 22. Of course, it's right near the flipping end. When I decide to do it slowly, nearly went over. Alright, please be something nice.
I'll take it.
Well, peaches. It could be worse. Peaches for peaches. Nobody's seen an Italian job, it's fine. Just me. Remember my mum? Remember my dad? Dear. Right. Wow, these are... Let's eat these before they go into bad condition. And I'm going to finish that, because it's going to annoy me otherwise. I really don't want to risk eating these sardines, man. It's crazy to think 73%. They have a higher chance than other foods, because it's fish, I guess. Yeah. Just want to lose some of our weight here. Got to cook up those rest of those coffees as well when we get the chance. Are we carrying anything we don't need right now? I don't think so. Got 2 accelerant, which is nice. You can use that to instantly start a fire. Doesn't matter how crap your fuel is that you're using to start the fire with. It guarantees it will light, and it will light fast. Right, let's hope this wind doesn't start heading into us. It normally does when we start moving. But yeah, we're going to head roughly towards the camp office. I think I know where I'm going. Oh, the winds have just died down. We're getting some very nice days, which is just leading to us having to push through a blizzard when we're, I don't know, heading to Desolation Point. So we've got three left. We're going to have to kind of go back on ourselves, more so than we have before, because we're going to go to the ravine, and then I've decided, which, I mean, you can probably tell because I'm going to the ravine, rather than Winding River to then go to Pleasant Valley. You can take a birch bark as well and cook that up to make teas. And to be honest, that is better to take than hopefully we can find another one if you need tea. That is better to take than the... Oh, do you know what? It might actually be disabled on this game mode. I kind of want to try. You might not be able to craft it. Normally it gives you extra HP when you sleep, but I know on Nagoa it's disabled, which is kind of weird, because then you just can't make tea, even though it wouldn't give you health anyway. It's weird. But yeah, because that only takes 5 minutes to craft into the tea, or the prepared birch stuff, whereas the other things take 15 minutes. Obviously their benefits are a bit more useful. Where am I? I haven't gone far enough left here. I've stayed too far right. That's fine. Doesn't matter too much. It would have been a better line to go along there, but we're fine. Yeah, I mean, it only saves you 10 minutes, but that's just a little observation I have. If you want to save time on making teas, and then you've got the choice, then quicker to make that tea. Has the same benefits in terms of how much hydration it gives you, how many calories it gives you. It's just the effect is obviously different, but it still warms you up. Still gives you the warming up bonus, which is a very small bonus, but it's the initial heat boost you get from hot teas that you want, or hot food, or hot coffee. It's changing. It's getting a bit snowy. Oh, we've got a wolf. We haven't seen one in ages. Right up there, that little black blob. Don't know if we'll be able to get around this without... Because you can just walk past and it can stalk you, but we're going to be heading into a building anyway, and it will stop stalking us. It will still kind of... It will start slowly heading back to where it was, like, patrolling, as it were. So you need to keep that in mind. You can't just leave instantly and it's not, and it's gone. It'll still be there. And if you're close enough, it'll lock back onto you. Let's see if we can just get around it and then we can head into the camp office. And I think we'll probably, yeah, because we're nice and warm at the moment. I think we'll, we'll loot the camp office and then we'll head up the river and sleep in one of the trailers by the dam. Because there's do you know what? The only reason it came towards me is because I turned around, and whenever you look away from an animal in this game, not the bears. I don't know about rabbits, but at least wolf and deer. Whenever you look away from one of them, and you look back, it will change direction the way it's walking. You can kind of use it to exploit the animals pathing, especially wolves. I mean, you can do it with deer to get them to walk towards you. But yeah, you can use it to get a wolf to be walking away from you instead of walking towards you. I try not to use it when I play in-game on stream too much. In my own games, you know, if I feel like I can't be asked to fight a wolf, then I might. Yeah. Okay, I made it to the camp office. A very popular base for people. Used my base a couple of times in this game. Nice, some painkillers. I mean, if we get another sprain, we can deal with it. Wow, and more matches. We found so many matches. I'm actually surprised. I don't even know if those are the guaranteed ones, are they? I feel like the guaranteed ones spawn somewhere else. I can't remember where the guaranteed stim is in Mystery Lake. I don't think we're going to need the stim, though, from now on. It's only that initial climb that was a bit of a ugh. Herbal tea is another thing you can cook up to heat up, so you can drink it for the warmth bonus, and it also it works. That can is I always forget that can gets one. It also gives you the same benefit as birchbark tea, where you get an improved rest. No point really reading research books, I don't think, in this game mode. I mean, maybe if you've got the time to kill and it's something useful. Not even sure what you'd want to.
I think I can use this.
I'm not even sure fire starting would. There you go, see, more matches. There's definitely extra ones in here. Whole load of nothing though, besides that. It's a shame. But it's, you know, camp office isn't a major loot location, it's just a good kind of base location. Right, we'll make sure that wolf has moved away from us. Might as well eat a little whilst we're here. Got plenty of food. And we are going to head along the river and pick up some cattails along there as well. Do you know what? I don't even... no, we'll save it. I think we'll be alright for food for the rest of the run. Even, you know, without having to go around to many different places. And I was going to just throw away those sardines just because they have that slightly higher chance to make me ill. And if we do get food poisoning, I think it's pretty detrimental. The antibiotics you can take, or you can take the reishi mushroom tea. All that does, because that's part of the cure for it, all it does is help the curing process. So you need it for the curing process. And it stops you from taking damage whilst you sleep. And obviously because you don't recover HP whilst you sleep in this mode, that just pauses the timer whilst you sleep, so you still need to have enough time to recover. And I think food poisoning takes 12 hours. Ooh. This is the group of 3 wolves up ahead here. If you're ever in a menu too long and you're holding something like a flare or a weapon, you'll see they put it away. And you have to get it back out. So if you want to avoid that, you need to not spend too long in those menus. You see how the wolf just disappeared there on the right? That's because it got to the edge of the screen and it pops away, and that's why it can come back in at a weird angle and be walking away from where it was. I'm not going to loot those cattails there because that means I'd have to get a little bit closer to the wolves than I need to. Might as well ignore them. If we don't have to have them on us, you know, it's better. We save the flares. Because we're not near a building or anything around here. Unfortunately, I looked back and that triggered it. Okay. I think we'll probably use one of the flare. We're better off using a torch. Sounds like there's wolves up ahead as well. So yeah, we'll go for a torch, yeah. Oh, it's got caught on the rock, I think. There it is, okay. Just going to go a little bit further because you might as well go further along. Then if there is another wolf around here, we can use the same torch. So you just make sure. Yeah, I heard it. You just make sure you're between the wolf and the torch, and you're safe. And we just aim at them like that, and that triggers their runaway animation. Unfortunately, this wolf is running directly where we're going, so we'll have to do it again. But that's fine. We can just do it again. No downside to it. Just need to make sure that you're not gonna. It's scary when they run at you like that, because they run away towards you for some reason. We're going to keep moving. I'm not going to grab those cattails there because this wolf will start heading back this direction. I don't need to be nearby it. And we'll keep this torch up, but I probably won't light another one. Because I like to have a couple on me just in case. Flares are just kind of better than torches. We have only got one regular flare though. Because flares can't get blown out in the wind. And a regular red flare burns longer than 50% torch. So obviously we're going to need to dump weight. When we get to the ravine, we're going to need to lose 4 kilos. So I am picking up more cattails, but they weigh barely anything. And if I need to, I'll drop the canned food on the floor. We've got enough teas and stuff that I don't need the canned food for the warmth. And if anything, it's almost a bit of a liability with its condition, potentially giving me food poisoning. Whereas cattails can't make you ill, they don't degrade at all. They give you 150 calories for 0.05 kilos. If you compare that to some other stuff, it's way better. Like, that's 300 calories for 1 gram. And then things like the chocolate bars, the crunchy bars, that's 300 calories, and that's 10 grams. So, you know, it's 10 times better, the cattail. And you don't lose any hydration from it. This is why cattails are king. If you need food, they are the way to go. So just following the river here, this is a good way to get some cattails. You will run into wolves most likely there. And you can run into some more up here, and you can also run into the moose. I'm just going to throw away that torch. If you don't throw it away before it goes out, you will have to go into your inventory and drop it. So it's a bit quicker to do that. Just saves a little bit of time. Starting to get a little bit colder. So I said we're going to sleep in one of these trailers that's up here. It's a couple. so we're nice and rested up for the rope climb. We will obviously have our sleeping bag with us, and we can sleep in the sleeping bag right before we do the rope climb as well, because there's a little bit of a trek between the trailers. It looks like there's a blizzard coming in. Maybe. But at the very least, it's quite windy now. We've probably got enough cattails. There's more along here, and there's ones that goes right up to the dam. So if you need more cattails, you can just head along the river. And it's a good idea when you're travelling places to follow rivers, because not only can you get cattails, but in some places you can get coal, like the river in Coastal Highway. If you follow that down, you can get coal along there, which is obviously a nice little bonus. Right, well, let's do some running. We don't need to save our fatigue. We're going to be sleeping here anyway. I don't want to move ahead to sleep because there is nowhere better to sleep before we get to the rope climb. We're also going to get the flare gun in the ravine. There are 2 places the flare gun spawns in the game. It's on top of the Timberwolf Mountain, and it's down in the ravine. And obviously we can use that to scare away animals, and it will make it a lot safer. Mean that it's very hard for us to get killed by an animal, unless we really fuck up. So once you get the flare gun, you can just keep it out, and if there's something nearby, then you can always just shoot it off. Even if a wolf is right on top of you and you somehow don't hear it, you can just shoot at the ground right in front of you, and it'll scare off any animals in the area. You don't need to hit them. You don't need to even land it, that close to them. Just as long as it's around you, and if the wolf is already charging you, you can do that and get it off of you. Right, we'll sleep in the other trailer because it's got nicer beds. It's got proper beds rather than that thing. Doesn't really matter. We don't need. We've already got one. There'll be stuff in there. It's worth checking. Check all this. No, bring out the bar. See, that's why you gotta look around. You gotta scrounge about. We'll just get inside here nice and quickly. Okay. Brilliant. We'll loot this trailer. Unlikely to be anything of any great value, but
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
antiseptic. We could take that. It's quite heavy though. I'd rather have old man's beard. And we can always just grab that. If we do get attacked by an animal, we can just grab that after the attack. Right, we need to work out what we're dropping so we can get down and out of the ravine. I'm saying that we can just drop the stuff at the top of the ravine and just come back and grab it. So actually, yeah, I don't need to worry about that. Before because we literally, it's down the rope climb. I don't want to pause it. It's down the rope climb, and then we grab the grave, and then we come back up. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, well, we could do some repairs. Have we got any cloth in here? There's a pillow, but you need a knife for that. Could I... That's unfortunate. I wonder if there's... Did I miss any that was in this other one? There's probably some in the dam. So we could quickly run into the dam and... I mean, we could loot it because I'm waiting until we get fatigued enough. No. I'm waiting until we get fatigued enough so that then we can wake up slightly later in the day. Because we want to be travelling in the, at least in the late morning. And then we don't need to really worry about temperature that much. So yeah, let's have a quick look inside the dam. Hopefully an aurora doesn't just start up whilst we're in there. It can be a very dangerous place to go if there's an aurora. Could even sleep in our sleeping bag if we get tired. Probably just look around this top area. As we get closer and closer to the end of the run, we'll stop looting places. I'm gonna loot things I think are more likely to have good stuff in rather than everything. Like the bins are just, they're not great for searching. You're not likely to find anything of any fantastic value. There's a safe in here. Pretty sure safes are guaranteed to have at least one thing in. It can just be a book, but, you know, it could also be a stim. So, might as well check, right? It's funny, I find the dam one of the scariest places in the game. In terms of just general atmosphere. The scariest place in the game is Bleak Inlet, everyone knows that, you know. You don't want to mess with those timberwolves. And with how freaking cold it is.
Well, this stuff will come
Well,
in
more
handy.
matches, okay. I mean, we don't need this many matches. I will definitely drop some of those. Which is, you know, a cardinal sin, really. Simple tools over there if we need them. Let's do it fast. Ugh, okay, 15. $42. It's the meaning of life and everything. That was 40, 41, 40? I can't quite tell. There we go, glad I went slow on that one. Let's see.
Take it.
There you go. See, it can be some cash, which in this game is literally just used for kindling. A bandage, that's good. I still would like to find some cloth. I feel like I'm moving very slowly. I guess because I'm so tired. Yeah, actually, because we're now 10. When you said 10 degrees, we're now 10. Oh, more coffee. That's good. 10 kilos over our now current carry capacity. We could be going a lot faster. We could, you know, keep marching on through to the ravine, just drink a load of coffee. But I want to take it slow enough that we're not rushing about and not just charging forward. We can get more water here as well. There's 2 toilets we can access. Ah, there's some cloth there. We'll grab that. And then we'll be able to do some repairs, hopefully. Although it'll get dark. We can always do some in the morning. And go back to sleep. You know when you just wake up at night to do some quick repairs? I think you might be able to find cloth in bins as well, I'm not sure. What I most likely will find is nothing, followed by a spray can. That's what you normally find.
Hope nobody needs this.
Recycled can. I didn't even know you could get those in bins. Okay. It's only 1 cloth, but hey, every little helps. We could go out there and check, but I'm not that fussed. We're gonna go here. I'll search this trash can. I'll search this desk. Unlikely to find clothing in here. You find more clothing upstairs. I mean, hey, there could be a stim upstairs, potentially, but we're not too worried. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna sleep for an hour, just so that I can recover enough, and then we can run over to the trailer and sleep in there. Okay. Because it's a nicer bed, and then we don't need to use our bedroll up. And every single time you sleep in your bedroll, it lowers the durability. The lower the durability of a bedroll, the less warmth bonus you get from it. So you want to avoid using your bedroll when you can. Easy enough to repair a bedroll though. You don't actually need a sewing kit to repair a bedroll. It's unique in that regard compared to clothes. If you use the sewing kit, it'll speed it up and it gives you a greater chance to actually get the repair off. But yeah. Okay, nice. This bed here we'll sleep in. Right, let us eat some food. Food poisoning? No, no, no. Okay. Dog food you can't heat up, so we might as well eat this. All the other regular cans you can. You can't do the sardines, but... Okay. We probably don't have enough light now to do any clothes repairs, so we'll leave that until morning. It's a bit brighter. Yeah, oh my god, look how many matches we've collected whilst we've been going. Yeah, let's just drop all of those. We're never going to use that many. To be honest, we're not going to use this many either. 43. It's still too many, but let's take them. Okay, got loads of coal. Coal out the wazoo. How are we for teas? We've got more than enough teas, so let's drop that. We've got coffees as well we can do. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, we'll fix up some clothes in the morning, and yeah. I think we'll be fine and dandy. So let's sleep. We'll sleep just 8 hours. I want to see how close our hydration is, because I think it's 10 hours is how long you can sleep for on Interloper, where you dehydrate. And I guess that's the same on here. Yes. So we can sleep for another couple more hours. That's why on this mode you need to make sure you're fed and watered. Once again, we're saving all our cans because we can always heat those up if we need them. If I had any that were just above 20% or just above 75%, I'd probably eat them. Although, oh god, the peaches are so heavy. Maybe we'll eat the peaches. Alright, then we're going to sleep, what, 3 hours. Because I want to be max fatigue when we head over to the rope climb. So we'll do some stuff now, whilst it's a bit light. And then we'll go back to sleep. Right, let's do... Yeah, let's do this hat. Let's do this hat. Okay, good. Was that... Yeah, that was all the cloth we had. Well, hey, it's fixed up now. Alright. Bedroll doesn't need repairing, which is good. Okay, so let's eat a bit. I think I might eat the peaches because they are so heavy for how much they give you. And we're going to drop my can because I don't need it. We'll drink. Yeah, and then we'll only need to drop a few grams when we... let's eat this as well. Yeah, when we go to the rope climb. Okay, we'll say we'll sleep for 2 hours. Ooh, that's a blizzard. Oh, did it stop? Sounds like it stopped. It did. Okay. Right, well, we'll get going then. It's not particularly warm yet, but hey, it's not 3 chevrons worth of coldness. So I might as well head out now. And it's actually a good idea to have a bit of hunger and thirst left, because we're going to be drinking a coffee. I expect. Because, yeah, actually, sleeping's probably not a good idea because it'll be too cold. So we can just drink a coffee. When we're climbing back up, that is. More coal, nice. Yeah, coal spawns along here as well. I think it spawns on this bit of the river. The idea being, I guess, this is the river that runs through the near the coal mine. So it's travelled down that. Ravine, by the way, the only region. It's kind of it's a bit of a small region. It's a connector region. But the only like area in the game besides indoor areas, and I guess, well, no, let's just say the only region in the game where there are no predators, and there's no moose either. So there are no aggressive animals. I mean, the moose is passive until you get near it, but so are wolves and bears. So we can say aggressive animals. Yeah, only region in the game with no aggressive animals. Every other single region, connector region, has wolves, bears, moose. Well, they don't have all of that. Some areas only have wolves, like the connections to Blackrock. Keeper's Pass, south and north, have wolves. I nearly started going the wrong way then. Wait a second. We don't have a rope. I did not think about that. We don't have a rope. We don't have a rope, guys. Oh, we haven't seen a rope in ages as well. It's not like I can go back and go get one. Fuck. Oh, why didn't I think about that? Okay. Right, I need to rack my brains now. So there can be a rope that spawns in this train carriage, and there can be one that spawns in the cave further along. There wasn't one in Camp Office, which is a place where one can spawn. Ah, dear. I've got the urge to run, but there's no point. Don't need to get anywhere fast, really. Okay, I did not think about that. I totally forgot you need a rope to get down into the ravine. Ah, silly. Because the only way to get into a ravine is this way. There's no other way in. You can bunny hop down, but we can't get back out. Maybe we'll just get really lucky and there's a rope spawned in here. Please. Forgive me for my sins. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't deserve this. Thank you, universe. Oh, yeah. That's not a guaranteed spawn in there. I just know it can spawn in there. Fucking hell. Okay, jeez. That's lucky. Right. That's warmed up even more now. Nice. Maybe we can sleep then. Oh dear. Yeah, okay. That was silly. Bit of a detour. That does mean we're gonna have to use up probably an extra coffee or something, but hey, that's way better than the detour of us having to go back into Mystery Lake to go find a frickin' rope that could be anywhere. That was silly of me. I deserve to not have that rope be there. Unless on maybe on this challenge, maybe that's a guaranteed spawn there. It might be. Who the fuck knows? Well, someone will. I don't. But Someone probably will. This will be our third grave. I mean, we're over halfway. The only thing is now we have to go all the way through Coastal Highway and all the way through Crumbling Highway and then all the way to the Riken. Then all the way back through Pleasant Valley and into Timberwolf Mountain. It's probably just a long trudge now. After this rope climb, we have no more rope climbs, so... I should have dropped the stuff here before, because we would have been faster moving, but it's fine. We're fine. Yeah, I never really noticed you can see the bridge from here. Okay, I'm going to drop mostly coal, because coal is heavy. Just in case we get stuck down there, we're going to make sure we've got some, though. Right.
Gotta warm up somehow.
Yeah. We'll warm up. Right. No, it's too cold. I think we will... Let's light a fire. Yeah, let's light a fire. Where's the wind coming from? I mean, if it's coming from anywhere, it's not that strong, so... We'll light a fire, we'll warm up before we go down. We can leave it running whilst we're down there. We're not going to be down there for long. We could even put some water on. I'm not sure I'd want to cook anything over the risk of it. Go for it. Right, we're going to warm up. We're going to... I'm going to warm this up. I'm going to warm the other one up. You know what? I should cook. I should cook the coffees instead of making water. Okay, let's just eat a little bit. Don't need to drink too much because we're going to be drinking coffee. I should go like that. Oh well. Okay, now we can do that. We got some warm coffee. We will take a torch. And we will head down. Oh, we will drink one of these coffees. And then we'll head down. I wanted the extra weight. We didn't want to be like on 34.99 because we're picking up the flare gun at the very least. It's a long old rope. Okay. Don't really want to waste time searching that person. I want to get in and out as quickly as possible, really. Get the flare gun. Ooh, I think that's like the minimum shells you can get. Oh well, that happens. Got the stim. That's a guaranteed stim down here as well, which is good. Could use that to get back up if we needed to. And I believe the grave is down here. I'm not going to run because that uses up more stamina. And we left some water up there cooking, because why not? We did half an hour for it to boil, another half an hour for it to properly boil and be potable. An hour is 5 minutes in real life. An hour in game, I should say, is 5 minutes in real life. So there we go. There's the third grave. Nice and fast. Let's go and play the creepy music. I left you behind, my guts freezing, my feet on fire, each step. I didn't get to read it in time because I got distracted by looking in the cave. I mean, even then, that was fast. We're not going to grab any cattails. Let's just get out of here. I think we're absolutely fine for food. We're going to find more along the way, so, you know. And we can be over encumbered again, because like I said, this is the last rope climb. Nice and warm. It's early on in the world, which means it's a bit warmer. As someone informed us yesterday, it does work like Interloper, where it slowly gets colder. Which helps. And which is also why you don't want to like hang about too much in this challenge. You know, I know we're not spinning through, but we're also not, you know, sitting around. Okay, and we're going to drink another coffee. Even though we're full on hydration, we can keep drinking. It's only the calories where it's like, oh no, you can't do that. I'm going to climb up. When climbing up, I think it's a good idea to stop off on the ledges so you can get your stamina recover. Because the less stamina you have, the slower you'll climb. And also if you run out of stamina, then, you know, you're in a lot of trouble. So I'm just going to cover a little bit. Might as well eat. Okay. Yeah, I think we're doing alright. That's 3 graves now. We've got 2 left. We've got the Timberwolf Mountain one. We've got the Desolation Point one. And up we go. Possibly could have drunk another coffee before we came up here, because I might drink another one anyway. Right. Pick up all of our shiz, which is mainly coal. Honestly, I think we'll leave some behind, because we don't need it. That's unpackable water. That's stinky. Let's cook some more food. Have it nice and warm for us. We can eat that. And we'll warm up the coffee as well. Right, we've got some water. I'll cook more of this coffee. Okay. Right, I think we'll go with that.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Take some more torches as well. Gives us that extra heat boost. And also means we might keep them going until we get to Coastal Highway, where you might run into some wolves. I'm not sure we can find anything useful on this person. I don't think I've ever found anything. Oh, hello. Well, there you go. How about that? I don't think I've ever found anything useful on a corpse in Interloper. I don't think I've ever found anything on a corpse in Interloper, useful or not. I thought it was playing the creepy music again there. I was like, wait, what? I didn't touch a grave. It's kind of creepy, a bit eerie. We were very lucky with finding that rope there, I think. Oh yeah, this is creepy music. There's no need for it. We're safe here. Didn't you hear when I said this is the only place with no aggressive animals? Ooh, this is a strong wind, it looks like. Look how much it's slowed us down, walking-wise. You can see it's moved across there, it's now coming from that way. Okay. Let's get rid of this torch, a bit crap. Try and get into the wind cover here. That's made it quite chilly. But once you can see, once we're out of the wind, we're warming up because it is actually quite warm during the day, in the evening. The temperature itself doesn't change that much, you know, based on the weather. So you never have to worry too much about that. I'm going to walk across here and then we'll eat one of our things that's hot. Don't know if we'll have the coffee. We might do because I'm not sure where the best place to stop would be. We can kind of just keep marching on now, like, until we need to stop, and then we'll just stop. Now we don't need to worry about having the fatigue to go take rope climbs, it's just when we have to stop, we stop. And given that we've got a load of coffee, might as well make use of it. And, you know, we use it to warm up, and we use it to gain hydration, gain a bit of hunger, and then also gain that fatigue back. And when we're walking about, it means we don't lose as much fatigue as well, which is good. So we are heading towards the Riken now. So we've got to go into Coastal Highway. We've got to walk the entire length of Coastal Highway, go through the Crumbling Highway, which is the connector bit. We've got to go through the mine, go into Desolation Point, head over to the Riken, which doesn't take long. Desolation Point's quite small. Get that grave, and then we've got to come all the way back to Coastal Highway, and we're going to go through the mine system to head to Pleasant Valley. I'm an idiot. There is another rope climb. We've got to take a rope climb into to get up to Timberwolf Mountain, but that's a single rope climb. All the other rope climbs we've done so far have always been 2, which is a bit of an issue because you need the extra fatigue. Okay. We're just going to keep walking. I don't think we want to run. I mean, we could. We've probably got enough coffees to do that, but yeah. Is it still warm? No, it's cold now. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be getting cold anytime soon. Right, this is the Scary Bridge, or the trestle. It's kind of scary, but you're all right as long as you just stay in the middle until you get to the broken bit. Don't stay in the middle when you get to the broken bit. You'll be very unhappy with the results. Yeah. You can't get blown about or anything. You don't even need to go slowly like I am on that bit. You can go pretty fast. It's wide enough that you're alright. I mean, if you do fall, you will die, so do keep that in mind. I think the rope bridges in Ash Canyon are scarier, personally. Because they move. And I don't actually know if the hitbox moves with them or if it's a constant thing. I would guess it's a constant thing. We're hugging the face of the wall here, not only to warm up, but once again, so we move faster. Because it doesn't matter if the wind is basically behind you, it will still slow you down a little bit. But if you have windshield protection, which is the thing at the top, then you'll move at full speed. Right, so this is Coastal Highway. Oh, wondered if it was a blizzard then, but it didn't look like it closed in any further the visibility. So you can see here we move a little bit slower until we're in the wind protection. Wind protection, and then we're faster again. Yeah, I don't know where we'll stop. We'll just keep going. Like, it's an ideal time to travel right now. You know, late afternoon going into evening. We're just going to keep pushing on. Probably won't even bother to loot anywhere in Coastal Highway, because I think we probably want to give a wide berth to the town site. Because, well, you know what I should do? I haven't done yet. Walking around with it. We haven't reloaded the flare gun. And we should walk with it out as well. Yeah, because there's a lot of wolves around the town site, and there can be a moose, and there can be a bear, and just, oh, nobody needs to deal with all of that. Just hopping down here, it's a bit faster. And then we're going to go down here. This is a place where you can get a sprained ankle or wrist, so just keep that in mind. Don't have the resources to deal with that. You need to be careful. If you have 2 sprained wrists, then you can't use... if you have 1 sprained wrist, you can't use 2-handed weapons. So you can't use the rifle or the bow. And if you have 2 sprained wrists, then you can't use any weapons. So you need to be careful of that as well. Just keep that in mind. Travelling about. If you've already got 1 sprained wrist, then... I mean, well, you could just get a sprained ankle like I did. It doesn't matter though. I don't want to sprint anywhere at the moment, so if we need to fix it up, we'll fix it up. And we've got painkillers if we want to fix the pain. Like, I never find the pain an issue, though, because it doesn't affect anything except your vision goes a bit blurry around the edges, which is really not a problem. Yeah, you can see how warm it is. We're only losing a little bit when we're out in the wind, and when we're out in the wind, we're actually warming up. You can see the lookout up there, just about, right at the end of my flare gun. It's an abandoned lookout. Has got a bed in it though, and a stove. It's in a bit of an odd spot though. You'd never really need to camp out there. This is kind of why I like Black Rock, and I guess Timberwolf Mountain to an extent, is you were kind of forced to camp out in places sometimes because of the distance between safe structures, and that's kind of what I want more of in this game. Like, you'd think that with HRV, which famously is a region that has no structures in it, the only evidence of man-made stuff there is the rope climbs and the signal fire, and then I guess like the stuff you can loot. But like in terms of like things that are around, they're the only things. But there's loads of ice caves that you can just go inside. It's like you can walk 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes in HRV, probably like 2 minutes, and you'll get to an ice cave that you can take cover in. And caves are never that cold. As long as you've got basic enough clothing, you won't get cold in a cave. So yeah, I find that kind of annoying about HRV. It's not a particularly great region, anyway. Oh fucking hell, that scared the shit out of me. So we could use a flare gun here, but given that we had advance warning about that wolf being there, I think I'd much rather just use a flare and scare it away. I mean, we could even use a torch. We've got a few, haven't we? Yeah. Tell you what we can do now is we can throw away our stone, because we now have a weapon. Because you need a weapon to aim at the wolf when you've got the torch. Might be a problem, that wolf. Oh, no, it had started off to the left. Good. some more out on the ice there. Very easy to deal with, though. It doesn't take too long to deal with them. You never really need to be worried about wolves in this game, unless you're just going about without, you know. If you're walking around with the torch out, then you know you're pretty safe, unless you're like right on top of a wolf for some reason. But yeah, if you wander about then without a torch out or a flare out, and you're not paying enough attention, then yeah, you can obviously run into trouble with them. But yeah, and bears are easy enough to deal with. You know, if you can hear bears from a fair distance off. Once again, if you're paying enough attention. Oh, it's now sunny, but it does this. This is a new. I say new glitch. It's been in the game for about a year, at least for me, where it still has the fog haze. You see, the world looks kind of weird because it has the fog haze, even though there's a blue sky. But yeah, you can hear a bear off in the distance, and then a bear that's far enough away, you can just walk away from it. It'll do a bit of a growl. There we go. Yeah, see, it's a nice clear day. God, we've had absolute balmy days now. At the start, we had a bit of a rough time with blizzards and etc. But now, I'm going to check this trunk because I can. I've got a good feeling about this trunk. I think it's going to be a nice coat in here. Okay. What we might do now is just head across the ice because we've gotten around these walls. And like I say, I don't really care about looting the town site. I don't think we need anything. We can kind of just keep marching on. We won't keep this torch burning because when you're out on the ice, you can see the wolves a mile off. You can see the bear a mile off. You can avoid them for the most part. Once again, we throw the torch on the ground so we don't have to manually put it away. And there's loads of places to sleep along there. We could sleep in the town site. We could have slept in the trailer. We could sleep in that house up there. You can sleep in the houses up there, just behind that fishing hut. There's some houses there. You can sleep in the basement. Oh, actually, does that have a bed? The basement in Old Island might not have a bed. So we're just going to keep going until we're tired, most likely. And I just thought we'll use a stim to get up the rope climb in Timberwolf Mountain, because we won't need fatigue after that. So we'll probably just keep drinking coffees, to be honest, because we don't need to stop now. So when we have the next opportunity, when we're out and about and it's cold, we'll light a fire, we'll cook the rest of our coffees, and then we'll just use those. For now, we'll just keep marching on, I think. I mean, I could drink another coffee now. Have the fatigue reduced stuff. Could even run if we really wanted to, but yeah. That's the town site there. That's where the garage is, which is a good place to loot. It's got good stuff, but it's a bit out of the way. Oh, we got wind blowing in our face again. It's unfortunate. It's directly like 12 o'clock to us. That's really nice. Which is making it a little bit cold, but it'll be okay. It's still, you know, we can check how warm it is. It feels like -7 because of the wind chill, but it would be -9, and I think we've got like +10, or at least +10 on our clothing. Yeah. I know it looks bad because we're hobbling, but we're fine. Vignette. That's what I mean, right? A vignette lens. I just thought, I was looking at the edge of the screen and I just thought, I think it might be a vignette. Vignette lens. We should get our flare gun out, just in case. This is Bear Caves right there. We haven't seen a bear yet. I assume that there's a delay on bear spawns, right? No, we saw a bear in Fallen Musket, didn't we? Yeah. It gave me a small heart attack. It was just outside of the distance where it starts following you. But we did just about see it. I mean, that bear we had on our interloper run, which I haven't played since, being on stream. I enjoyed it, but it is that initial early game, like the first, it probably is like the first 50 days of a run are the most exciting, for sure. I kind of headed a bit far right here, but that's fine. Yeah, I think we might sleep in the basement, so we won't drink our coffee. Because otherwise the next place to spawn would be... spawn? To sleep would be the Riken itself. Which I don't mind doing, but we might as well just head there and head out. Once again, we want to be travelling, from late morning into the evening. So it depends. We'll see. I'm just trying to think how quickly. Oh, you know what? We'll sleep in the we'll sleep in the mine. That'll be better, because that should be warm enough. I don't think it gets colder than like 5 or 6 degrees in any building. And we've got enough warmth bonus to deal with that, both from the sleeping bag and from the clothing. And it doesn't really matter that it's windy right now, and that we're getting cold, because we'll be out in this wind for a bit. Nah, you don't. You're fine. We're just going to check this for the sake of it. Oh, I see a candy bar. See, we're more matches. Oh, jeez. Oh, if this was my interloper run, I'd be loving it. we did struggle to find matches for a while on our interloper run, I think. We ended up having to use early on, I think we ended up using a flare to start a fire. Which, you can do. You are losing a resource by doing that, and you want to avoid... Like, there's different levels of how willing you should be to use up a resource, and flare is one of those, because even though we had to use a flare, in that scenario, if you can, you want to use a torch, because torches are not finite. Matches are finite, but you can light a torch by using a fire that you lit with a magnifying glass, for example. Once you use a flare, that's it. Although saying that, can you get flares through beachcombing? I'm not sure if you can. You can't get matches through beachcombing. I know that. It's only clothing, plants, like the we're gonna get around the saplings. You can get those. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's the one that I saw, and I looked away from it and looked back in its direction, and that made it come over to me, just by coincidence. Oh well, that's why you got the flare gun out, and that bark it did there, the bark, that is the bark of, hey, I'm gonna kill you. So we had to use the flare gun there. That's fine. We still got 3 more. I mean, it's not ideal, especially because we got a bit unlucky with how many shells spawned, but Nearly there. Oh nice, the wind's died down. I was a little bit worried we might actually start taking a tiny bit of damage. We're still doing very good for condition. Barely lost anything, which I'm surprised by. I'm starting to think I'm better at this game than I give myself credit for. I thought I was going to struggle with this challenge, and hey, I know we're not done yet, and I'm definitely jinxing myself, but, you know, we've got 3 graves. I think the hard part is out of the way, which is the start. We've got the flare gun, so, you know, we now have the safety of that. Honestly, that's the first time I've ever gotten up there without getting caught. I normally get caught straight away. I always go out that way because I think you have to. That's the quickest way up. This is all like blocked off. And breathe a sigh of relief. She did actually breathe a sigh of relief there. Right. Can leave the stuff in here. And once we search the lockers that are further on in this mine, I will drop the crowbar, I think, because I don't think we really need it anymore. Maybe we should keep it, just in case we get into a struggle, otherwise we've got nothing. You know what? We're coming back this way. We're going to come back this way soon. We're going to drop a load of water. And we're going to drop some cans. And we're going to drop some coal. Because we are coming back this way. There's no need to head out there with all of it. Might as well get rid of it and, you know, move that a little bit faster. Maybe be able to carry stuff out of there that we really want. I'm not going to bother going down there to pick up coal. If we really want it on the way back, we'll grab it. But I think we're fine now. Honestly, I think we've got everything we'll need for this run. You know, the only thing that would be nice is more stims. More stims and flare shells, but I don't think you... Oh no, there's no lockers in this bit. I thought there were. I don't even think we need more lantern fuel. But hey, it's here if we need it. Actually, to be fair, how much is it?
I wonder who owns this stuff.
Yeah. We'll do it. Because we'll need the lantern to get through this cave, and then we also need it for the cave towards Pleasant Valley. There was another pry bar there. That might be a guaranteed spawn. I've seen that there a couple of times. But yeah, I don't think we need a pry bar for anything. No. See, this is the problem with my brain. I was like, yeah, no, I should get rid of the pry bar. And I just thought that again. I'm like, no, I need it just in case. And look how much coal there is. You can't die from temperature loss in this mode once you get a little bit of coal, because you'll just keep finding it. Right. Do I keep marching on? I mean, I might as well.
This'll come in handy.
Just get to the Riken. I could. I really want to fix up my thing, but yeah, no. I don't think that's gonna happen. Because I don't have anything. Just in case we bleed, I need a bandage, to be honest. Okay. I hold my breath whenever I eat this stuff, because it's got that chance. Okay, I think we'll drink a coffee and keep pushing on, because it's actually a little bit warmer now than to, you know, go in the morning. sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's starting to get a bit colder now. That's fine. We're warm enough. The flag on out, and yeah, we'll head to the Riken. And I think we'll probably sleep there. There's a bed there, but we've also got our roll mat if we want. That's the atmospheric noise, don't worry. There's no... I don't know, what is that? Like a coyote? It's not a wolf. At least I don't think it is. You can always sleep in the cars if you don't have a bedroll, but you need to keep in mind cars are a lot colder than buildings. They only give you a little bit of extra warmth inside them. It is kind of odd in this game that buildings are warmer naturally. I guess they're well insulated, but there's nothing providing heat inside them, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. But the game would be like unplayable if you always had to light a fire when you're inside somewhere. If they did that, they'd have to have stuff like chopping down trees. I think our pain will heal up soon. It's been about 8 hours. Oh, wolf just killed a rabbit up there. If you ever hear a rabbit go, it's the same noise it makes when you hit it with a stone. Actually, is it? Oh, yeah. I was going to say there's a wolf right there. I saw the tracks and I was like, oh shit. What you can do if you have a wolf on you, not guaranteed to work, but you can get it off of you by doing something like that. Just going in and out of a vehicle, because that stops it from following you. If it's close enough, it'll just reacquire you, but if it's far enough away, and it will be if it's walking, and it's still kind of at the maximum distance, you can get it off of you, and that way you don't need to, you know, scare it off, which can be better, because if you scare a wolf off, it can just run in the same direction you're going. Alright, who can see the Riken? I can't. Yeah, the Riken's behind that rock. We probably didn't even need to drink that coffee. Well, I don't know. Actually, yeah, no, we did. We were quite low. And we have the benefit of not using up as much fatigue when we're walking at the moment. It's very annoying, the limp, but... Does that mean it's the right one? I want to check that, actually. We'll get inside and then we'll check that. Oh, there's the grave. I didn't realise it was that close. We can get that and we can... we'll sleep here, though. I think. Oh, this is the 4th grave, the penultimate grave. Boop. Why couldn't you hold out? Why couldn't I let go? Are you at rest? Is there sky above you where you are? Memento mori. Okay. Let us have a little peruse around here then. I mean, we could head back and sleep at the mine, but we're doing it at our own pace. It's fine. I know it's not the most efficient run, but it's my first time doing it. I want to, you know, want to be prepared for every eventuality. Oh, yeah, we need to refuel this lantern as well. Don't let me forget that. Coal spawns in here. There's always enough coal by furnaces, by forges, sorry, to do a bit of forging. It'll always spawn enough there. Nice. Dog food, some sardines. Okay. Socks. I got some painkillers. Ah, we don't need those. Okay. Do we have any cloth? No, we don't, but we could break this down for some cloth. We might be able to do some repairing in the morning. I wouldn't want to risk it now because it might get too dark for it. It'd be good to repair up this hat. And you can't light a fire in here, so it's not like we can... I mean, we could actually go out onto the deck and light a fire and cook up the rest of our coffees and stuff. That might not be a bad idea. It'll weigh us down a little bit more, but yeah. Let's refuel this anyway. I think technically it's lighter if the fuel is in the storm lantern, because I guess you don't have the container then that it's in. Okay. And let's go out on the deck. I can't find the door. Where the fuck's the door? Why can't I? Why is it only briefly showing up? Where is it? There. What? Oh, I don't know how I was not able to click on it then. Right. Oh, you can see the grave from here. That's creepy. Oh yeah, I forgot. We can go up to the bridge. Don't know if you can light a fire in here because it's actually at too much of an angle. Oh no, you can. Let's do that then. Yeah. And I'm not a complete idiot. I'm going to use a torch. So the reason why you light a torch and then light the fire with that torch is if it fails, you haven't wasted your match. Because if you start a fire and it doesn't work, and you're using a match, then the match will be wasted. But if you light the torch, then obviously the match isn't wasted because the torch stays lit. And we used the stick there because I'm not too worried about getting it started right away, and it actually worked. That's surprising. Okay. So we've got our pot, and we're going to cook up the coffee because that's the important thing. And we can cook up. We can at least open these by cooking them. So we can do that, and then what we can do is we can take it off of there, and then we can cook one of these other things. And we can open it, because then once it's open, you don't need to open it at a time when you are rushing about. And it also means we could drop the can opener just for a little bit less weight, because it does weigh 25 grams. You know, it's not light. There you go. Oh, actually, we do have dog food, so we might as well eat that because it's in good condition. Cool. Can drop the can. We'll just keep dropping the cans. And keep doing more coffee. And once the soup is done, we'll take that off and we'll put the can on there, and we can do coffee with that as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk the food poisoning from that. Fuck it. We've got so much food, we probably don't even need to risk some of these. What condition are these in? 39. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. We'll eat the soup, and then that way... Oh, I don't need the can, I just realised, because we have one right here. Oh well. Drop that. Yeah, I might not eat those just because of the risk. We have got other ones that we can heat up, and we're going to have coffees, and we're going to have so many teas and stuff. I don't even need all of them, this is the thing. I'll leave these for just in case. just do all of the coffees. So when they're hot like this, to stop them from burning, I don't know why it doesn't say it's burning. Yeah, to stop them from burning, you can reset the timer by moving them outside and then putting them back in. And that'll stop them. Take minutes to harvest that. Oh nice, we leveled up our cooking. I don't know what that gives you at level 2. Let's have a look, shall we? Ah, you get extra calories from cooked food items. So now, the coffees, see this one's got 110, they'll give us extra calories, and anything we cook, so if these, we cook those, they'd give us extra calories. And I wonder, actually, okay, how many calories does it give us? No, that doesn't give you extra then. It's probably because you have to heat it up the first time and then it might give you extra calories. I think. I don't know actually, because they're only warming up. Whereas I guess you do actually cook the coffee. Oh wow, we are out of water because we left a load. We've used the rest for making coffee. We'll cook some more water as well, just in case. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do the rest of that, and then we'll let's see about getting some good torches. We'll just keep doing it until we get some really nice ones. We can drop the rest. It's not like we're out of coal. Let's just move those away because they're loud. I'm just doing that to give it some extra strength whilst we see if we can get some good torches. Really bad ones like that we're just going to get rid of now because we've got enough decent ones. No, I don't know about that one. Let's see. It's going to be a bit of a fire hazard whilst we sleep, but you know. I kind of want to see what the Riken looks like when you've got it lit up like this. Oh, blimey, come on. The more torches you have, the brighter the area will be. It is a little bit odd. Oh my god, come on. That was alright. Oh, blimey, O'Reilly. Oh, got a good one there. The max you can get from a fire is 50%. A 50% durability torch. By the time you put it out, it'll probably be 49%, but yeah. That's the max you can get. If you make a torch, which I don't think is a good idea, because you can just get them from fires, but you can get 100% torch if you make one. You will make a 100% torch durability condition. That's a good one. Okay. You don't take damage from torches as well, so you don't need to worry about standing on them. Alright, let's get rid of the worst ones. There you go. Some 44%. That's still quite meh. Right, take that. 6 minutes. Alright, anything else I don't need? I think so.
I need to find a place to rest.
Am I won't bother taking the can. Ooh, that's actually quite a good one. Take that and let's grab one. No, that's pretty bad. Can I grab? No, I want one that's decent. I wanted to use it to get into the Riken. No, can I? Anyone? Oh, okay, come on. Hello. Yeah, you can't get up there, mate. Didn't even know the bear came out this far. Okay. I heard it and I was like, what's that? I thought it was a wolf. Oh, I didn't know the bear came that far. That's crazy. Right. We'll just pass some time here. That's probably alright. We'll see about waking up. I'll say let's sleep for 9 hours. We can't sleep more than 10, but we might be able to get 11 hours out or something. Just about. Oh shit. I didn't realise I didn't fully drink there. I wonder if we lost any condition there.
Man,
I think that was right at the end of it. We can look on. How can we look? Oh, is there not a days tracker on this one? I guess there's not. Unless I'm being an idiot. Yeah, okay. Right, so it should be. Yeah. So we need to drink a bit, and then we'll sleep for. Let's eat some stuff. Yeah, we'll sleep for 3 hours. See how it goes, and we'll just keep drinking coffees, probably all the way up to Timberwolf Mountain. And I think we'll push through and we'll do this now. Right, let's sleep for 3 hours. Got just about enough hydration for that. Okay. And we're going to drink. Nice. Nearly out of water, but that's fine. Don't need it. And we're out of here. So, one grave left. Ravine. Not ravine. Timberwolf Mountain. I thought it was like the ravine, and I was like, I swear I did that one. Okay, a bit of a foggy day, but that's alright. And let's get going. So we're going to be heading back the way we came. It's a little bit cold, but once again we've not gone out right in the early morning, so it's not too bad. And we'll be heading into the mine, the cave. Well, it's a mine, that one, isn't it? Yeah. We'll be heading into the mine anyway, so we'll warm up a little bit in there. And we can always wait some extra time there if we really need to. We actually have some clothes we could repair. I forgot we could do that. We could do that when we get to the mine, I guess. How many coffees do we have? Not really enough to just run all the way there. So we'll save them for now. Need at least one after we take the stim. Because otherwise we'll be out of stamina and we can't run or anything then. But once we get into Pleasant Valley we could push forward by drinking coffees. But it shouldn't be too long now. I imagine in total, I mean, the last stream was like 2.5 hours or so. This one obviously we're going about just a bit under 3 hours. So probably coming up to nearly 7 hours for this challenge, which is, you know, probably not the fastest. I might just scare this one away with a torch. We can't really go around it. I was kind of scared at how the terrain was there. I was worried that the wolf wouldn't register the torch was there, so I backed up a little bit. Oh, hello. Oh. Yeah, we keep moving. See, wolves, no problem. Doesn't matter how scary or how much damage the wolves do, if you just keep scaring off like that, you're alright. Alright, I might do a bit of running here, because it's a little bit cold. And the sooner we get into the mine and warming up, the better, I would say. I've gone the wrong way here. I always do this. I turn off early, I get excited. It's not until you see the truck that's when you want to turn off. I mean, you can't go that way, you just have to go around. Because there's the mine there. It's another one of these ones where the mine just takes you round further through Desolation Point. It's kind of an unnecessary one because then it means you're missing out on going to the lighthouse and you go into the Riken. Takes you above Hibernia processing. Okay. I refueled the latter, didn't I? Yeah. Not far now. Just got to go back into Crumbling Highway, back into Coastal Highway, across Pleasant Valley, up the rope climb, and then the one in Timberwolf Mountain is just by the Mountaineer's Hut, so it's really not that far into Timberwolf Mountain at all. Okay. On we press. I think, yeah, we'll get to the end of this. We'll pick up that stuff that we left, and then we'll repair our toque, just to make sure we're as warm as possible. We're probably not going to have an issue with temperature. Where is it? So, I'm pretty sure that although it is pitch black in here, you can repair stuff, because it counts it as daytime. Where did I leave my stuff? I thought it was further back. No, it was before here, was it? Was it? I can't remember where I left it. Oh no, it was before this. I know it was before like one of these little crouchy bits. Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. It's just water. We haven't got. We actually went through quite a bit of our water. That's the only thing I was really worried about. I don't think we want those soups. Oh, we don't even need that much coal as well. Let's drop it and let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that'll be enough. Just have all the carry weight possible. Okay. I was lugging around this so we can harvest it, but let's not bother now. Let's just see if we can repair this. If we can't, we can't. Well, cool, we can't. That's game. Right, let's keep going. We're good. I might actually walk with a torch lit through here, just to keep the wolves at bay. And then that way we don't need to maybe potentially waste a flare gun shell, which we might need later for the bear, because we can't scare the bear off with the torch. We can keep the bear at bay with fire, with like the... I don't know if a torch works, but a campfire can keep it away from you for a bit. But it won't... you can't scare it off the same way you do with a wolf, where you aim at it with a weapon. Yeah, nice and warm, midday. It's going to be getting warmer and warmer, so we don't need to worry about being cold. We can just keep marching on. Really not that far now. It's creepy when you get this dense fog. Not being able to see that far. Oh my Jesus! You could probably see my mouse shake there. Oh, that was weird. I stayed aim down sight there. Do you know what? I kind of want to know if they can follow you through. Not the time to experiment, really, Josh, is it? But I kind of want to know if they follow you through this crouch section. I'm going to put my money on they can't. It's a bit risky. No. It stopped following us, I'm pretty sure. I can't hear it growling anymore. We'll be out of here before it would attack us anyway. Yeah, it's not caught up with us, so yeah. There you go. If you need to get away from a wolf, just crouch under there. Okay. See, what would be really nice is if I had visibility now and I could work out what the fastest way to the mine is. I think I kind of just want to head straight and actually go up the path near the trailer rather than go around the back and follow it round, because Coastal Highway curves. Going out into the fog like this does seem a bit silly though. I'm going to do a bit of running. When we're out on the ice like this and I have good visibility, I can run and not, you know, there's not going to be a wolf on top of behind a mound somewhere. I'm going to keep the torch going. We have got several flares, so I think we're all right. And obviously we have got a flare gun. But once again, I'm just against every eventuality. What is that? That is the island. Yes, actually I've gone a bit too far left here. That's fine. We are actually getting better visibility now, which is nice. Yeah, I think it's best to head to the log sort and then go up, follow the path up there rather than going around. Can only run into one set of wolves if we go that way, whereas if we go the other way we can run into two sets of wolves, three sets of wolves, and a bear, or a moose. So yeah, I think this is better. So we want to go a little bit further left actually, because that's the town there. And I think we're going to drink a coffee. It's not heated up or anything, but it's going to mean we aren't losing as much fatigue. And I've pressed Z to auto walk so I can take a drink. Dear. Right. I'm hoping we can finish in the next half an hour. Because I have to have my lunch. And I like to keep it to a reasonable time. No, I'm not. I can't think back well enough to how long it takes to get from here to Timberwolf Mountain. You have to go across the entirety of Pleasant Valley, which, you know, that's a decent decent length. If you select a torch from that menu there, that's the radial menu, you press space, it opens. It will select your torch with the most condition, which you normally don't want to do. It's better to use up the torches that don't have as much condition. That one might go on to us here. What I'm doing here is I'm tapping sprint instead of using it up, because if I use it up, you would have seen it did 3 chevrons of fatigue loss. But this way you go nearly as fast. You do actually save a bit of stamina doing this. It's a bit exploity, to be fair. I mean, I'm not above that. I mean, hey, I use maps. Some people think using maps is a deadly sin, but I like using maps, especially when I was learning the game. I think it's way better for me to use the map to help myself learn the game, rather than just wander about and, you know, not learn where things are relative to one another. But that's how I learn. Maps, I do very much like maps. I find it very easy to use maps. Thanks to the fact that I did orienteering for years and years, and I was in the Scouts. So we're going to go up the path here. It's just around here, around this rock. It's up here. It's this slope here, which I've never gotten a sprain on, but you do get a warning that you can get a sprain there. And I wonder if that is because they make it so you can't, because this is like a proper path, you know. I'm so gonna get a sprain now. Oh yeah, you're more likely to get going back all the way back when we were in HRV, talking about over encumbrance. You're more likely to get a sprain if you're over encumbered. That's something else it does for you. But sprains aren't a big deal. They're annoying and they scare the shit out of you because they happen so quickly. But yeah. Yeah, this path leads up here to this trailer. We're not going to go inside it. We're not going to find anything good in there, I'm pretty sure. If I knew where the guaranteed stim was in Coastal Highway, then sure, I would go there. It's probably in the garage. But yeah. That'd be the only thing, because stim is like the only useful thing to me now. We've got more than enough stuff. We don't need to loot, we don't need more food, we don't need more water. We've got coffee, we've got coal, we're rolling in stuff. And he said we're rolling in shit, and that is something you don't want to be doing. I'm not speaking from experience, but there you go, and now we've got the fatigue reduce thing. Let's drink another coffee as well. We don't even need all this water. Let's drop it in case we need the extra weight for whatever reason. I don't think you don't go any faster by having nothing on you. It's only if you go above your total weight that you start to slow down, and it's for every 10 kilos that you're over it until you eventually can't move. It gets to a certain point and then it's like incremental. Right, so get there. We don't care. We're just gonna keep marching on. So this probably means I looted a bit too much. You know, we'll walk through the cave because we can warm up. Yeah, it probably means I looted a bit too much. The fact that I've got so much stuff. And you do need to remember with challenges, as soon as you get to the end of the challenge, yay, I saw that just out the corner of my eye. I was like, hold on, that's a stim. Yeah, as soon as you get to the end of the challenge, you're you know, that's it. You don't it doesn't matter if you if you're on full health or if you're on 1% health. It doesn't matter if you've got a load of food ready to go. It doesn't matter if you're warm, if you're frozen, if you've got hypothermia. It just matters if you finish. So you don't need to go crazy with how much you stock up. And I think we're going to do this. I think we're, you know, I don't want to say it's a sure bet, but like I say, I think the hard part is, you know, way earlier on, especially getting in and out of Mountain Town. That is a bit of a faff. Especially with given how I play and how a lot of people play, where they use their condition as like a fifth bar that you can just let drain and drain and drain. You know, you can save on food, you can save on water, you can save on having to sleep. I wouldn't say you can save on temperature, but you can if you need to. You know, use your condition bar instead of those bars, really. Sounds like it's quite windy out there. Yep. Okay. We're actually able to get into wind protection a fair amount here, so should be alright. Right, we're going to get our flare gun back out. Because we can't light a torch. We could get the flares out instead, but hey, flare gun's way safer. Look how fast we can go down this hill. Oh, we're nearly there. Right, I'm thinking I used the first stim just before the rope climb to climb up, and then we use the second stim to run over to the Mountaineer's hut. I think that's probably the best idea. And that way I don't need to take a coffee, and I can just, you know, drug up. It'll also recover any health I lose if we somehow lose some health. And, I mean, it's not going to be an issue. We're fine. Do you know what? I'm so confident I'm going to use my flare gun on this wolf if it goes after me. It ran away. If you hear a wolf make that noise, it's running away scared. Probably because I've got a weapon out. If you have a weapon out, there's a chance that a wolf will run away. Or if you've got a wolf cloak on, they might run away. It won't run away again. Come out from behind there, I can't see you. I did have a moment there where I was scared I hadn't reloaded it. Right, we need to make sure we leave at least one though for the bear. Because, like I said, we can't scare the bear away with conventional methods. Because there can be a bear up on this corner here. So actually surprisingly cold. Guess there's wind. I can't really see wind though. It was coming from the right before. I might have to. You can drink as much of a coffee as you want. If you only need like a bit of fatigue, you can drink half of the cup of coffee if you want. You can drink a tiny amount of the coffee if you want. You don't need to drink all of it at once. It'll give you half the duration of fatigue reduced as well. I think it might be 10 minutes by default. We might quickly light a fire and warm up, just so we're not in any kind of risk. Going up here. Because we are a little bit low. We're going to use accelerant. Right. 2 coal on the fire, get it nice and warm. And we will heat up our coffees. You know what, I'll heat these up as well. You know what, it's better if I cook those in there, because that'll be faster. You can still heat stuff up outside, but it normally takes a bit longer. Because now I've got this, it'll be hot and we can leave it and it will sit there. This way you can get a bit of hunger back. So eat that. Do you know what? We don't even need that. That's actually cold. Oh well. Like this. Okay. Nice and warmed up now. Just go with the torch out at the moment. I think there's... Oh, yeah, there, you can see the walls in the distance just there. I think there's only one more set of walls that are really going to be a problem. Did I... I did reload the flare gun, yeah, okay. Just checking. Oh, right, this is it. Nearly there now. Nearly there. Around this bend, a bit to the right, get to the rope climb, stim ourselves up, just inject a load of adrenaline into ourselves, climb up the rope, run into Timberwolf Mountain, get super tired, inject more adrenaline into ourselves, and head to the grave, which I don't know exactly where the grave is. We can have a quick check on the map because you can see it. You can see the locations on the map, but you do have to know the maps well enough to know what it means. Because there is no "you are here" marker in this game, which is good. I like that. I think it is kind of weird when games have a "you are here" marker. When it's a game like this, and it's a survival game. I mean, it's in the story mode, and I don't like that. I don't know why you would do that. Make people actually work out where they are. Look at features around them. You know, look at the names of structures. And learn when you are. But then again, I do use external maps as well, so I guess I can't be too harsh on people needing the help. I mean, I don't use maps now, for the most part. I will sometimes look at them to remember how certain layouts of things are, but I can navigate around the world now without them. And I used maps to plot out the route we were taking. For this challenge to help me. Which you kind of need to do because you need to know which, you don't want to be going back on yourself. I think that torch is about to blow out. Yeah, it literally just did, so I'll throw it on the ground. We'll get our flare gun out. Could use a flare, but once again, flare gun is safer. And that's where we're heading there. You can see a little building there. We've got one more combatant before we're home and free. We have run into a lot of wolves here, to be fair. Which is quite... I thought about it then. You can hear that marine flares are a lot louder, but you'll see how quickly they burn down. It does add a nice cool blue tone though. Right, we might as well run. We're gonna... Oh well, no, I do actually want to recover my stamina. Let's actually dip in here for a second and we'll check where it is in Timberwolf Mountain so I know where I'm going. Well, it's actually colder inside here. That makes sense. Timberwolf Mountain. It says it's right in the middle of the lake. Do we believe that? I don't think I do. Right. We haven't got any more warm. Oh, did we heat up a tea? No. Well, if we did, it's no longer warm. Yeah, no, that also just got cold. Okay. Up we go. So when you use a stim, like we said, you recover 15% of your HP. You gain maximum fatigue. Is there something else besides the fact that then also you have infinite stamina during its duration. So you'll see in the bottom right, I'm not losing any stamina. Now it does say 0 for our flare gun, but it doesn't count the one that's in the chamber. Nice, wind isn't against us anymore. And then once the stim is over, I think it lasts for 1 minute. For us, in game, it's... Is that right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's 1 minute. So we can just take it again. Take the second one. We can keep on running and head to the grave. And we've got the flare gun out just in case somebody decides to surprise us. And we're going to head to the middle of the lake because that's where the map says it is. I don't know, maybe it is. Doesn't seem likely, but that's where I'm going to run. Could be a moose that spawns around here that you need to be careful of. Obviously there's wolves. The nearest bear isn't until the other side of the lake though, so... Right, where's this grave? Oh no, it is! I think that's it there, against the rock. Or is that some reeds? Yeah, no, that's some reeds. I'm now going to have to spend 10 years looking for this frickin' grave that isn't where it says it. Oh, it's there.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
Oh, come on. Just that extra boost. Oh no, I'm out of stamina. See, we collected way too much food and stuff. I mean, look how many cattails we had left. We had some extra coffee. That was alright. We did drop some water. Yeah, there you go. That's what we ended with. Then I realised I forgot the one in HRV. World falling away. Did you know already somehow? Before you left at some lights, they just something. There you go. 7 days, 4 hours, 49 minutes. In game, not real life. Jesus. It took us about 7 hours in real life. No, it took us about 6 hours in real life. Yes, hey, I'm happy with that. The fact that it was my first try, I've never done that challenge before. I've never played with no health regen before, and we only lost about 20% condition. Obviously, we had that stim, so we got extra. So we were only down about 5%. I mean, I say that, I can't remember if well-fed is 10% extra HP or 5%. We either lost 25% or 20% condition across the entire run, and that wasn't even at the same time. The most we were ever down to was 85%, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Nice. I can see why people like to speedrun this one. So it's an interesting challenge. The fun little idea, yeah.